Hello and welcome to episode 79 of the Terminus podcast for the weeks of June 6th, 2017, or June 10th actually, 2017. I screwed up the date twice, once only in my head. I almost called it July. We're not in July yet. I am your malfunctioning dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as Train Man. With me, my engineers are Weibel, Jader, and Milky. Glad we could get everyone this time. And with us for the first time, but not for lack of trying, is Pester.
Hello!
Canuck.
I feel like I'm the only Canadian in the Gmod community.
Actually, no, I think we've had a Canuck on before, haven't we?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think you don't give together track.
But other Canadians do we have?
Australian.
I mean, there are a couple in the guest list.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It was, what's his bucket when he was down here in the States for December. You know, they fly south for the winter.
No bird.
That's a goose.
Mr. Bucket.
I mean, they're all Canadian.
No, it's either a goose or the old people who fly south just to get out of the coldness, because they don't like shoveling driveways.
Well, much like the old people's lives.
The train will terminate at this station.
You'll never take me alive, coppers, despite the fact that we're just on an island and is kind of unspecified where we are, actually. It's really
crashed.
Sort of an odd place.
You just hit a guy.
Anyway, welcome to Los Santos, everybody.
He's holding C4 and he blew himself up. And he survived somehow.
No, I'm a pirate.
You are a pirate.
Okay. Also, there's another train man in second place on that. Oh, it's gone.
Yes.
Imposter. Anyways, speaking of things that are gone, Kansas City Southern is still missing because they are the current holder of the Mantle of Responsibility, and that's not going to change anytime soon based on their track record. And we can talk about that way later in the show because we have an article about how things are looking up for KCS. But anyways, things are not looking up for two railroads here. The first one being Union Pacific, as they had I originally thought it was a fairly minor derailment, but I saw the pictures and they definitely managed to sort of pile some cars on top of one another.
Oh dear.
So this was in New Mexico, Gage, New Mexico. 20 empty cars and 2 locomotives left the train tracks.
Oh God.
And kind of had a little bit of a...
A little bit more than a fender bender.
Yeah, more than a fender bender, that's for sure. And 2 crew members were injured and treated at Mimbres Memorial Hospital, but minor injuries. So, nothing really special, nothing hazardous, no other vehicles, just something happened and the train piled up a little bit. So, there's that. Wait a minute, there was a possible hazardous material, because there was diesel on the train. But not much, I would wager. I think I'm not seeing any tank cars mixed up, so I can only assume that was locomotive fuel.
It's very.
We're getting reports of possible involvement with diesel fuel from the diesel locomotive.
They do just say hazardous material diesel, and I'm like, well, hold on a minute. It's no tank cars. It's probably just the engine. I feel like there's a discrepancy to be had when there's a tank car full of diesel versus an engine. Or 2 engines full of diesel.
You know, normal.
Well, I think a locomotive has like 1/5 of an average tank car full of diesel. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised.
I forget
that
the number.
much. That's a lot.
It's not a
lot of diesel.
Regardless, it is not near as much.
No.
Yeah.
It is much less boom. So, anyways, speaking of the guys that like to go boom, CSX didn't go boom actually, but they did manage to tip about 20 cars of a train on its side. Near Crestline. So, no injuries, spills, or leaks, but the 21 cars just sort of tipped over.
And destroyed the track.
Yeah, a little bit. There's 9 pictures of this. I'm going to assume they were empty, because last time there was a incident involving auto racks, they were talking about, or they made they made a point to say that, oh, they were full of brand new cars, but I'm going to assume these were empty
Yes.
because they don't say otherwise. And they were all re-railed just before 1:30 p.m. That's
not too bad.
They were sitting there for less than 24 hours. So, good job,
Oh, that's
CSX. You cleaned up your mess. You're getting better at this.
If autoracks tip over, if only 20 autorack cars tip over, it means more than 20 cars tipped over.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I think,
so
I think
these-
I think they were empty because the last time we had
Yeah.
autoracks tip over,
Doesn't say
they
anything
mentioned
about
it.
cars.
No.
Like cars in the cars.
Yeah.
Cars in the cars.
Carception.
Cars
It's
in
better
car
than-
shops.
It's better than up here in Canada because you just get random intermodal cars in the middle of manifest rates because Canada?
Organization.
It's manifest. It just
Manifest
happens to also
destiny,
be
man.
Michigan.
Do the Canadians have that? Is that a thing up there?
No, it's called manifest maple syrup.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
there you go.
Basically, it's try to get as many countries as possible hooked on maple syrup. So eventually, we take them over.
Okay.
Totally not.
That's
a
your way of that is the Canadian method of world domination.
They're
like
putting
corner
chemicals
market
in the
and
maple syrup.
to make them think they're Canadian and join our
It
side.
turns the frog gay. It turns the frogs gay.
Mushi,
What?
okay. Hockey, curling, Canadian
Jason
bacon
Strawn.
is just ham.
Wait.
Oh, he said
Jason-
Canadian bacon is just ham. I think he's
It
broken the
is.
spell.
It is
I think
just
he's broken
ham.
the spell.
Yeah.
No, I agree
No.
with you.
No, it's actually
Yes.
spiced a certain way. It actually tastes really
It's
good.
So it's a
ham.
spiced
It is
ham.
just spiced
I
ham.
will not deny it is spiced ham, and it's not even
Yeah.
it's
There
not
you
even
go.
Canadian. There's a proper term for it. That's Canadian bacon is because Americans didn't like it, and it's like, oh, it's weird, it's different.
It's stupid upside down northerner bacon.
Also, it's frozen.
Yes.
Frozen
And it plays
meat.
hockey.
Maybe.
If you throw it on ice, it works great as a hockey puck.
I think it's called.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was a
That's
good
real
goalie.
name for
You know,
it. It's a
Anyways.
it's not like it takes much more skill to play hockey.
Oh.
I don't play hockey, so I.
Oh.
Kidding.
I don't play hockey. I don't play hockey.
Bibles about to have an entire hockey team show up at his door,
Yeah.
like, excuse
Oh, God.
me.
That one was just a cheap joke. I would suck at hockey. Hockey seems really hard, actually.
Yeah.
They'd probably be like, "Excuse me, we're sorry to interrupt you, but you insulted our sport day, so
You
We're gonna
insult-
kick your ass."
You've got to die.
Hon.
Anyways.
you use
Anyways.
that like goes between Canadian and Irish. It's like you've insulted our sport, eh? Come down to the pub, we'll break a whiskey bottle over your head.
There goes the Irish Spears.
Anyways.
You're always
of-
after me
speaking
like
of-
carrots.
Speaking of people
I'm
who
bad
like
at this.
bacon, who's Wendy?
I'm not going to talk about that on the podcast.
Why did you write it down then?
Because I wanted. Oh, I didn't think anybody would segue to it. I wanted to leave a note for myself to talk to you guys about it later.
God damn it.
It's one
There
of
was,
those.
there was
Wendy,
bacon
you
mentioned, so
fucking
I made
whore.
the easy segue to the Baconator.
Okay, well, then just segue to the bacon name.
Whatever.
Buy the. I forget
Wendy,
the price of
wrong
the bacon.
Anyways.
Wendy is on the note of again.
Go
this is
eat
real-
Wendy.
the note of
Yeah,
rolling
go-
over 20 cars. Why is Einstein's character a girl?
It's
You know,
Bradley
I've-
Duncan.
Listen, hold on.
If you stare at your character
Brad-
Hold
on
on.
time,
Yes.
you might as well be a chick.
It's Bradley Duncan. Why?
But
what
no,
else
also,
would it be?
listen
That's
to what Milky just said. If you're gonna stare at a character in a game for ages and ages, wouldn't you want it to be something that's nice to look at?
Yeah, that's fair actually.
That's always what I've
Like I'm a chicken.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
that's what I've heard. Whatever. Anyways, I have been commuting a lot. You might expect this, considering I have a job in Boston and live in Rhode Island. But I do, in fact, commute a lot along the Northeast Corridor, and I get to see lots of stuff, and it's gotten to the point where I'll notate, oh, these cars got moved out of Cranston Yard and put in Providence Yard, or those cars weren't in Providence Yard yesterday, they must have came down over the night, or whatever.
Mhm.
I've seen plenty of P&W engines that are still P&W, and I've seen exactly one G&W engine so far. And I'm
Good.
not happy. I'm not happy with that one G&W engine. But it's always kind of a trip when you're sitting in the commuter train, traveling at 60 miles an hour up the
And you
Northeast
see other
Corridor.
trains.
Well, and a Acela comes by the other direction at about 150, and the combined speed is well over 200 miles an hour, and the whole train shakes.
Nice.
It's like, whoa, okay.
Well, they're increasing the Acela speed to 170 in some sections of the Northeast Corridor, so that's gonna be fun.
Well, damn, I didn't even know it could get that fast.
They can. Well, Bombardier did a test with 8 cars that did 200.
Okay, that's impressive.
Huh.
The Acelas were designed to be high speed.
I mean, yes.
Hmm.
And also, the sky is blue.
Today I learned.
No, but
No.
they were truly designed to be they weren't just designed to do 150. They were designed to be a fast, high-speed train, not just one that just rumbles along at faster than regular speed. They were meant to be quick, properly quick.
Like Hun, France.
I always get annoyed
French.
by this thing that one of my coworkers has taped onto his cubicle, which is like and he's a big proponent of high-speed rail, and it's just, the high-speed rail systems in all different countries, like, this is like the Eurostar, the TGV, and the Shinkansen, whatever, and then there's USA, and it's a picture of a P-42 in, like, the Phase 4 scheme, and every time I walk by, and I just want to tape over it, because it's like look at the, crappy thing we have versus other countries. I just want to tape over it, like, the Acela, and be like, this is what we really have. That P-42 is not a good example.
No, but the thing is, the P-42 runs all of America, when the TGV runs all over France. The Intercity 125 runs all over England. Like, all the Acela is just a coast thing. And it's not even the full East Coast. It's a small section.
I mean, you say that, but you've also got to remember, France is small, teeny, weeny, weeny. England is small, teeny, weeny, weeny. To have high-speed service coast to coast in the continental U.S., it would be,
it's a tall order.
I might just be talking out of nowhere here, because I'm not really sure. I'm not a high-speed guy. Would it not be like one of the longest high-speed corridors in existence to go coast to coast in the U.S.?
I think it would be.
Oh, it would be.
It would be the
I
longest
don't
one
doubt
in the
it.
world. And it would
I don't
be
doubt
15
that.
hours. 15 hours
Yeah.
at 200 miles per hour.
New
It's-
York in 16 hours.
But seriously,
well-
that would be awesome.
That would
Anyways,
be awesome. Not very practical, but awesome.
Yeah, the thing is, with the French system, it's all over France. And the US one's just like, how about we go from one big city to another?
Well,
I mean, when your big cities
It's
are all
awesome.
close together, you can afford to do that.
Yeah,
when our
can't do
cities
that.
are 3,000 miles apart, flying is more efficient than taking a train.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, unless
High-speed
you're coming
rail
from
is
Boston
it's
to
a
New York.
very nice piece of infrastructure. It's not one that really works terribly well in the U.S., though.
you would
It's just
really need
big.
to make it.
But yeah, again, we haven't tried it that
It
much.
needs
Well,
to be-
no, it's not a matter of we haven't tried it. It's a matter of it works best for distances where it's like, it's a lot of hassle to go to the airport and just to fly that distance, but it
And you
takes
get
forever to
frisked.
drive. Yeah, it's like you could take the train 15 hours across country, but it would cost, some inordinate amount of money to build. Or you could just take the quicker means and cheaper means and probably, which is flying.
Yeah. However, more of these places in the U.S. with, closely spaced cities like, the West Coast or like
Hey, guys, I gotta
places
go,
in
I'm sorry.
Texas that were, what?
You're
Gotta go,
shitting me,
sorry.
right? What?
Permanently? Okay, whatever.
No. Fuck.
And he's gone.
Alright. Well, more
Alright,
places in the
then.
U.S. can afford to
Why?
try out this kind of service, which is why I'm excited at the prospects of things like the Caltrain electrification, etc., and California high-speed rail and Texas high-speed rail as well. Texas is like the perfect setting for it. Let's be honest.
I think,
It's flat.
honestly, I think Cali's the perfect setting for it. Going up and down the coastline between San Diego, LA, and then up to the Bay Area,
Mhm.
Yeah, that works.
that I think is a real good application of it. Because there's like 4 main stops decently spaced apart. It's not convenient at all to fly between them. It is not convenient at all to drive between them because traffic is horrendous.
Just try getting into or out
That's
of
why
LA
the surf
ever.
line is so
Right.
popular.
It's kind of the perfect application of, and additionally, they are in a long continuous corridor
Yeah.
sort of already. It's
They
kind of
line
the
them up.
perfect application of that.
Other corridors I could see, and this is less of one, but like a Mississippi corridor.
Mhm.
It's a longer one, but like New Orleans and St. Louis, and
Right.
going up that way.
Yeah. it's a real short one, but here locally, the Front Range corridor is something they've talked about before, going between Pueblo, the Springs, Castle Rock, and Denver and Fort Collins, because there's a lot of commuters between those 4 or 5.
Yeah, and we talked very briefly about that on the podcast in the past, and I am really excited to see that move forward if it does.
If it does.
Yeah. Anyways, speaking of things that are moving forward, I noticed a lot of pictures from Jader.
Oh.
Jader, how's your layout coming?
Pretty good. Today I was I put down a bunch of sculptor mold to make a smooth downgrade from the foam down to staging end of the staging yard.
Mm-hmm.
And then I use more sculpt mold to wait, let me put these in the right now.
I'm going through the dump group looking at them.
Okay.
Dump group.
Dump group.
I put more sculpt mold to form up like a base for a building and some other stuff in the industrial park.
Is that just like plaster?
It's kind of like plaster, but it's really, really dusty.
So it's exactly like plaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sculptor mold's spongier than plaster, though, and it's not as nice to work, in my opinion.
I mean, it's nice if you have like a big putty knife to spread it around.
I don't know.
Or a katana.
I would much rather, at least in my personal experience, use like a thicker plaster than sculptor mold.
I mean, only reason I did this because, well, I got a three pound bag for like $16.
Yeah.
And I'd rather do that where I just have to add water and it's good to go than have to mix plaster.
And it's kind of what you just do with plaster.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it anyway for the roads.
Oh.
Yay.
Nice.
Well.
Tip for doing roads with plaster. Tip for doing roads with plaster: blacken it beforehand.
Okay.
Like don't put down the roads as white and then paint them, because plaster is, when you're trying to get sharp edges and smooth surfaces like you are on a roadway and you're not covering it with, lichen and bushes and trees and such, it doesn't take paint very well. I would say dye it with like India ink or something as it's wet and you're mixing it up, and then lay it down as a darker color.
All right, I'll have to try it.
Just tip. I have to go. Yeah, we got that.
I haven't done like any layout building ever. I always feel bad when I'm at my model railroad clubs and it's like everybody's building crap and I'm just like, I'm here to run trains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I had a train table. Like my dad built a train table in my basement at the house I grew up in, but I used that very briefly and I just had DC and I didn't have very much of it. And before long, I basically got trains and never played with real trains again. Until I moved here and started going to the PN on the regular. Speaking of which, I actually went there the other day and I did not run trains at all. I spent the entire time talking to one of the old guys about his jobs on steamships in the past. Like, he's one of those story machines that will just sit down and talk to you about whatever for
I'm the machine!
No, but I'm sure you guys all know these kind of people.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome. Like, everyone's like, you sit down and you can't get away from it. But I was just like, okay, This is awesome. And I didn't, I went there I expected to be there for maybe like an hour, and I was there for like 2.5 hours. And the whole time I did not leave the office, I guess, and run a train. But
Sweet.
I walk in, and the first thing he said to me is like, "Oh, I was running your Pacific on my passenger train. It's a really good engine." I was like, "Oh, thanks." He likes that engine a lot, but it was running out on a New Haven train, so I would only assume it came out of Boston or something. I always go by. Oh, this is something I didn't get to talk about on the podcast. Speaking of Boston, right? So
Boston.
I always, when I get off the train at Back Bay in Boston, Back Bay is where the old Boston and Albany and New Haven lines would cross, and the New Haven line had a separate yard, but they continued on to South Station along the B&A. But they were the ones that built this station, Back Bay, initially. And I walk out of the exit that I always go out of to go towards work, and I walk by a giant stone block that's built into, like... It's not into the foundation, but it's into two of the exits that are ancillary to the actual building. And it's NY, NH, and H, RR. It's carved into this massive stone block, and I walked by it a few times before I noticed it and went, oh. Huh.
I know
Okay.
what that
You're
stands
doing
for.
Yeah.
You wonder
It's
how
just
many
a-
people walk by that and they're like, they have no clue what it means.
Oh yeah, no idea. Although there are cool, admittedly, it's really cool to have these little historical signs that are down in the that are down along the platforms. Pictures of the old stations that used to be there, or that used to be up or down the line, stuff like that. These cool steam era pictures. I don't know. They put stuff into that station. They're putting plenty into South Station though. I spent a good couple hours. Not a couple hours, but just some good amount of time dispersed throughout the day while I was waiting for more work to do, reading the MBTA's proposal for expanding South Station, and it was an interesting read. And all these are like, I should go and find that actually and put it in the cargoes.
I was elected to read, not to read.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you guys up to then? Oh, we have a...
I got a switcher.
Lane.
I agree. We should talk about the big thing that we might do in the near future.
Oh yeah, we should.
The big lane.
I'll leave that for the end of this. And then actually, I have a bit of housekeeping now that you all are here, and I guess it's even better that we don't have a guest right now. But
Discussion topics.
discussion topics. We have a discussion topic about discussion topics.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead,
That's interesting.
whoever.
Well,
I got a
think-
Proto 2000 SW9 off eBay.
How
Cool.
much?
Yeah. Like $45 including shipping.
Not bad.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm. It's the old DC only model, and I
Oh.
ordered a decoder for it today.
Oh, okay.
Not,
Well,
not
that's
too bad. Still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
It's
thinking of
really
just
nice.
getting a sound decoder for it, but I'm like, I don't want to hardwire. No. Like,
No.
no.
You'd have
No.
to put a speaker in it, yeah?
Well, I mean, there's room. I just take out the front plate and put it there.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to do that. Like, I'd rather I'd rather send it away and have it professionally done if I was going to do that.
Yeah, see, these days, I always feel like, because I don't own that much in terms of model railroad equipment. I'm certainly no Kavan, although I really have a tough time turning down a good eBay deal. But I feel like these days I just want to get stuff that has DCC'd sound, I don't want to get anything that's
No.
below that bar, because I don't trust myself to wire something or whatever, and two, I don't know, I just don't want to deal with the hassle. I want everything to be nice
I mean, that makes sense.
from the get-go.
Yeah.
Plus, I have all of you people to fix my stuff. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yes. Anyways, I think my biggest news of the week, and really my only news, I have not had time
trust
For-
him.
anything.
We
Yeah.
can trust you now.
Yes, you can trust me now, as this last weekend I got my engineer certification.
Whoa.
At long last.
I'm gonna assume like one of the youngest, if not the youngest, in the states.
I don't know about the state's plural, but I know the youngest you can have a legal certification is 18.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am, to my knowledge, the youngest in the state, at least.
Nice.
Which
I mean,
I don't know. Kyle on the DNS might beat me to that when he becomes engineer. We'll see how long it takes him to train up to that. I think DNS, though, they're not very quick to train people to that position.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if Ohio has any certified steam engineers.
I'm sure
you do.
Not any to my knowledge. But all right.
Jerry Joe Jacobson question?
Yeah.
mark?
Oh wait, yeah, it just seemed duh.
I was gonna say, isn't there some?
Well, like no,
Yeah,
well,
isn't Jerry
like
Joe?
other than that,
Yeah.
not, probably not. Because the only team we have other than that is the Hocking Valley, and they haven't ran since 2015.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
but they still had to have engineers.
That's true.
They're probably still around, unless
Yeah.
they got up and left for better pastures. You know.
I don't know.
Okay, anywhere but
I mean, we have those two places, and then Cedar Point. This is literally the only team we have that runs.
Oh, still.
It's Cedar
Yeah.
Point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, boy.
the question for this Terminus hinged around amusement park engines. So,
It did hinge around amusement park engines.
so.
Yeah.
But what else, Mr. Albany and Western?
Well, that revolves around the bid name.
Oh, that's right, because you decided to keep the same name.
If we should talk about the big thing, we should, if we could do it quickly, or not quickly, but fairly soon. I do have to leave at 7. I've just been informed.
Alright,
damn it.
so
Which
Okay,
I
well,
know.
We'll talk
didn't
about we will talk about this in the brief. There's really nothing else here that we can cover without
yeah.
broaching the discussion topic. Which, if you have to leave, then we might even be able to do that. But, anyways, Tane Service Pack 2 is on the horizon, and it could,
SB2.
in
SB2.
theory, come with it Multiplayer Surveyor. Now,
Yeah.
at the very least, we know it is going to lay the groundwork for Multiplayer Surveyor, as that's what our N3V has been saying lately.
Yeah.
But we also know that there was a beta, or extreme alpha, I suppose, of the Surveyor way back in April of 2016. So, a year having gone by with no
well, no,
real...
it wasn't 2016. It was 17. I think.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Well, either way, we don't really have an update on where they are.
No concrete details. Pretty
No,
much.
but we will see when the patch drops, and it will
Yeah.
drop. It'll drop when it drops. It's not quite. We're not quite there yet. We were hoping it was coming. On Monday,
they said
but
they had
my
about a week in the bugs
time
to
traveling
test out, but
has told me that it didn't happen
Yeah.
on Monday.
Yeah,
Because
it
it's
did.
Saturday right now. Anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful Saturday here.
so we were and have been planning on planning for an enormous multiplayer
do you want me to put the maps here?
because the maps are kind of a jumble right now. An
Okay,
enormous
then I'll put my
multiplayer
stuff.
surveyor map, which perhaps I will show off in the future.
Perhaps.
As we get towards that, it's been expanding and increasing in complexity. It involves a total of like 10 people so far.
Yep.
As we extend outward from a city called Geiger. And
Geiger City.
yeah. And conquer this strange new world. And
It's a brave new world.
Yeah.
Final frontier.
And oh no, you got the Bumblebee for real?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Made a
no.
cannon.
To the boatmobile.
Okay.
To the invisible boatmobile!
Anyways,
Wait,
these are all
Milky,
things
can you make it
developing
invisible?
So
No.
we've
Please.
been working on this mega map and overlapping each other's lines and connecting and creating towns and whatever.
Consumers, connections, tubes.
Always delivered to your house.
And
Yeah.
most people have far greater aspirations than I have devised.
You're just gonna
Why
put
won't
four
I
tracks
think-
everywhere.
Well, yeah, but I connect a handful of towns, all of which were already there.
Yeah. And
But I've got my own map to deal with right now, and I'm kind of roped into
Actually,
that,
you know,
so I can't.
I feel safe with putting my map out there. So
Yeah, I have this.
I feel confident in my map. So
I mean,
I don't have
That's
a
my
map, but I'll
map.
put something out here in just a sec.
Slowly
just-
killing
I'm
myself
just
building
saying
Yankton.
I'm just saying don't bother because I would rather show off the full and completed attached system rather than
Rather than
what
parts
we've got
of
right
it.
now.
I see, but
But you've been reskinning.
yep,
for
I
the
have.
railroad.
I've been doing quite a bit of locomotives,
Although
quite a
that's
bit of
still
rolling stock, and passenger cars.
Vanny and wet.
Yeah,
I feel
all
like
the
your
US
Zephyr is a little bit messed up, Milky.
Yeah, it is. I need to go back and fix it, but we have one. That's all that matters.
Albany Western Geiger City Express.
Yeah,
And then all these things. Are these all
that's
reskinned?
why. Yeah, all of them are, except
Oh,
for the
boy.
boatmobile,
Yeah.
because I can't reskin that, so it's going to stay that way for a while.
Wait, why can't you?
Dave Snow.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
No, not that. Not that he. Not that you can't reskin stuff, but he did really make a explicit way too for this.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
know, I don't
So-
actually have a reskin to show. Oh, sorry. Continue.
Plus, when we got this locomotive, it was in 19. It was at the tail end of our era for the route, so
Brand
it
new.
wouldn't be repainted anyways.
You need to like patch it out.
Put duct tape
Oh.
over the number.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't have a reskin, but I have a concept of what I'm going to do for a reskin.
It's the
Yes.
i5.
It's the i5 with a Canadian Vanderbilt tender,
Nice.
and then
Ooh.
yeah, redone.
The
Ooh.
left side bullet. I like it.
Look on
Very
the
simple.
casing above the number one driver. The top stripe that's going to run down the
Yeah.
whole train's got the bullet on the end. I was wondering if I should have put a revolver on the gun, but I thought on the tender, but I figured it would have been too pixely.
Put a revolver on the gun.
Well,
Yep.
again,
No,
I
you know
put
what you
that
should
bell
paint? You should
on-
paint the back of the tender like a revolver.
Yeah,
What do you call it?
Oh,
The bit that holds the bullets.
Yeah, it's not a chamber. It's the cylinder. I think.
Yeah, damn it, where's Dean when you need him?
I think it is just called the cylinder.
Okay, but yeah, like that.
nice.
Yeah, I just wanted to match the rest of the train. Is the reason why I didn't do something more elaborate.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going forward on this endeavor, but the reason I'm looking forward to it is just to see everybody interacting and building, and much
Yeah.
less to actually do any work myself, because I'm already working on Tollbridge with
Yep.
like all the spare time I have to work on trains, anything.
Oh, right.
And I'm mandated to do that, so I must continue to do that,
Why are you
Yeah.
mandated to do that?
because that's what the series is.
Well, yeah, but you could do the series, on the multiplayer route.
I could, but
It could be the real building
I don't-
podcast.
I could, but I don't want to abandon another route.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true.
The idea
enough.
of doing the series is to keep me tied to something,
Yeah, that's fair.
because you get questions when it's like,
Yeah.
oh, what happened to such and such route? I still
Right.
have a copy of the Timberl's Van Anaconda as well. It's like the things don't go away for me.
yeah.
Still
You
there.
tried to find the map.
Yeah, I tried. I don't know where it is. Wait, let me check this. Is it in here? I didn't look in the drawer directly in front of me. No. Womp womp. They were around at one point, but since then they have disappeared. Anyways, I digress. That is our super mega
Yeah.
plan. Get hyped for that, even if it's not coming right away.
Woo!
Multiplayer Surveyor
Yeah.
is going to be awesome, and it's going to be a real move towards
The
like
future.
big things. Yeah, big things for trains. Maybe you can finally
Future.
give it another really cool leg up on rail work or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yes.
The creativity has always been there. Hold on, we got a thing. There was a derailment, Norfolk Southern,
Breaking news.
Wait, where?
in Atlanta. I was just really hoping it was going to be KCS so that we could move the mantle, but
Nope.
I mean, I shouldn't be hoping that KCS.
And also BN derailed.
You're a monster!
BN derailed?
Yeah, BN.
The other orange plague. Wait, no.
I mean, I don't think BN is,
That only counts as
still
one.
around.
It's the name around here for being SF.
Uh-huh. Oh, and CSX
Because it's
derailed some
practically
coal
BN.
cars. But I'm really gonna cover those next time because we're past the cutoff at
Yeah.
the start of the podcast. Nothing's real too special.
Curse of the
So-
Terminus.
Anyways, yes, Curse of the Terminus. Harrison syndrome. Anyways,
Yes.
I'm not sure I want to do this if he's not here.
I still want to do it.
Current- Okay. Well, Milky, are you gonna
Oh,
defend the other one then?
Canada.
Yeah, I'll pick up the pace and...
All right. Which one is whose?
I'm doing the CP thing.
I'm doing
Use.
CN.
Okay, you guys get some pictures because it's time for. Boy,
That's a
am I
lot better than
glad-
Dean's.
Yeah, I'm glad that was not Dean. All right.
Look at my.
Whoa!
Look at the
Round one, fight.
On the one, fight you.
All right, get me
Fight.
pictures. Get me pitches.
I got you.
Alright, there's.
I got your picture.
Kamikado!
Oh God, it's that thing.
Wait.
So in
What?
one corner, we have the Canadian National Invertobath,
Oh, it's that.
and in the other
Ooh,
corner,
ugly.
we have a normal-looking steam locomotive.
Wow.
I mean, style point off the bat, 6400 is in Thomas and Friends.
Is it really?
Oh,
Oh, God.
Yeah,
It was the villain. It had like
It was
the
the
most
villain.
It was the villain. It
Spoilers.
had like the handrail across the front. They added a couple more so it looked like a hockey mask.
Oh,
Still counts.
Oh no.
And hang on.
French Canadian.
Yeah, but they gave it a Brooklyn accent.
What the hell?
Okay, I'm done.
They were like figuring the fact that it was American. It's like no,
It's not
it's the
American.
Canadian. It's the
Why
Canadian
don't you
monstrosity, not ours.
research?
There's your reference photo.
Oh no.
In duet. We duet knows.
Redirect
Oh.
notice. I don't know.
Uh,
You didn't
If you
get
do not
the
want to visit the
sauce.
stage, you can return to the. Oh God.
Blue.
God damn
Oh my
it.
God, he looks so stupid.
He does.
He looks like a Wobby Watton kind of on the mo-
We are number one.
Yeah.
6401.
Okay. Anyways.
That was pretty good.
Anyways. Okay.
You mean-
I'll go first.
I'm gonna say if you agree with me or not, or you tell me if you agree with me or not. But I think the not evil thing should get the first point or the first go.
Okay. When were you built?
Wait, not evil then.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
Wait,
not the
when
Robbie
evil?
Rotten.
not the bath. Although I can't be too mad at it because I stole its tender to use on my.
Yeah.
You took.
It's
Where are
the-
my pens?
Well, it's the
Oh,
Inverto
so you
mask.
built?
The Inverto mask.
You built like
Yeah,
Yeah.
year built.
This one doesn't even look so much like a
1936.
bathtub.
Stop
19
crying.
what?
1936.
Oh shit. 1928.
Oh, boy. Here
Oh,
it
dear.
goes. Well, Inverto mask has 2 points now and is continuing.
Doesn't even look like a bath so much. It looks like a pill or a minion.
It looks like a minion.
It looks like head on. It looks like an icy pop.
What's your
Like it doesn't have a
diamond?
it doesn't have a sloped front like the bath does. The bath just looks like a bathtub. This doesn't. This is just
What's
again.
my
It looks
what?
like a minion or a popsicle.
All right.
Or,
All right.
What?
All right.
What's the tribe diameter?
75 inches.
Wow.
77.
What?
God damn it.
way to be those guys, Canada.
They're both
Oh, wait.
Canadian.
Those two
I'm
can-
aware. I didn't know which one was which, so I just said Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, one of
CN
them's
is the
green,
weird
one
one.
of them's black. There.
Alright.
What?
Uh, coal capacity.
Oh boy.
18.5 tons.
Way below size CP, 18 tons.
Ah,
Okay, but
suck
you
it.
tried to win that with a Vandy.
Suck it.
I'm actually impressed the Vandy did as well as it did. In
Okay.
fairness, it's a big Vandy, but it's a
Yes.
Vandy.
Vandy.
Okay.
The CP thing is a coal bucket.
Water capacity.
11,700 gallons.
Oh, 14,400 gallons.
And a badly built Vandy.
Again, Vandy.
Still, though,
Boxes-
it's like one giant water canister.
Yeah.
It's like a tank car, but not.
Like a tank
Alright.
car, but worse.
Continue.
Weight on
no!
drivers.
No!
Wait on drivers.
Hold on.
What? Oh,
236,000 pounds.
236. Wait, what's this? Do a barrel roll.
Oh God.
No!
What?
No!
Wait.
Oh no!
More quick.
no,
Oh
One of
no. Oh no.
But
One
they just
of-
repainted
Ah,
these!
shut up, Milky.
one of us.
Oh,
Be quiet.
One.
No, be quiet.
that's a shame.
No. Wrong.
They had such a good paint scheme too.
There-
Certainly better than this nonsense.
There are now, if they didn't sandblast it, which they probably did, but there are 2 layers of fresh paint, one under the next.
What?
So when this locomotive gets old and paint, it's probably going to chip off.
It's going to turn back into a P&W engine, and then turn back into a Florida East Coast engine.
Yeah.
Into a fecker.
Yeah.
Fecker. Another fecker.
But anyway,
Alright then.
back to the
Breaking, more
Anyways.
breaking news.
I've got to go, unfortunately.
God damn it.
Oh,
That's sigh. You get to
Alright
be the
then.
sole judge of who wins for a PLM Loco versus, though, which I really wonder who that's going to be.
wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
See you guys.
See ya. Well, and now we've lost 2 people.
Well then. All right.
We'll
Whoa,
have
whoa.
to cover a
Um,
lot of news on our own.
Yeah, Milky, what was your weight on drivers?
236,000 pounds.
Oh, shit. 250,000 pounds.
Fat.
Somehow you were lighter.
Yeah. How about
Tall
your
the sticks,
engine
though.
weight?
423,000 pounds.
379,800 pounds.
How, though?
Nimby.
You have a giant box at the top.
It's full of lead.
Yeah. That's how we weigh. So
Well, actually, it's full of helium on your engine.
what's your minimum weight of whale?
104 pounds.
98 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, Willie.
You gotta have big balls to run on 98 pounds. But, okay.
What's your boiler pressure?
275 PSIs.
Same thing.
PSIs.
PSI.
Pressures.
About 30 speed.
5,000 horsepowers. Alright. How big are the cylinders?
24 by 30.
25.5 by 30.
Ooh.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Okay. Tractive effort.
52,457 pounds.
60,798 pounds.
The weight wins.
Yep. Factor of adhesion.
Damn it. 4.50.
Ow.
Ugh. 4.11.
Much
yeah,
better.
That's what I figured.
Okay, I'm learning these CN things are shit.
Well, these CN things are shit.
Yeah, you're doing a CP thing.
Yeah, CP's generally
Remember the last time? Remember the last time we
had CP engines? Yeah.
Yeah, and
No.
they dominated
Oh yeah, the Hudson,
when the Hudson killed everyone.
Yeah.
except for the Goose.
I think the important part is the Goose and Wybold.
Oh yeah. All right. Firebox area.
390 square feet.
422 square feet.
Oh,
Damn.
Okay. Great
You're
area.
tied up 6-6.
great area. 73.60.
93.50 square feet.
Oh boy, this is a big engine.
Yeah.
Evaporative heating surface.
3,861 square feet.
4,931 square feet.
Oh Jesus.
Superheating surface.
1,530 square feet. Come on.
2,112 square feet.
Damn it.
Combined heating surface.
5,391 square feet.
7,043 square feet.
Holy cow. It's big.
Evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
245.80.
278.07.
Damn.
Okay, before we get to that, how many?
I know it comes.
Avoiding
Okay.
that.
Now, how many were built? Okay.
Hmm,
Oh, right.
5.
2.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Wait. How many survive?
1.
2.
Damn it.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the one that survives.
Valve gear.
Baker.
Wall shirt. Okay.
And Mookie wins. You have pictures to look at.
I can't tell them apart.
God damn it.
Robert
how do
A.
you-
Messina's power competition.
And this is where Mookie dies.
Yep.
High ground.
All right.
And I can't,
What is
I
yours?
have the high ground. No,
No,
you say
I have
first.
You
Mhm.
told me.
25,713.
20,240.
Yep, rip you.
Killing spree.
Same as above plus superheater percentage.
25,907.
33,426. Same as above, but substitute firebox area for gray area.
137,280.
150,865.
Jeez.
Power L1.
400. Alright. Yeah. 43,993.
50,496. Power MT.
1,643.86.
1,731.19.
So close.
Jeez. Alright, well, now,
Friggin' slaughter.
he's
fest.
doubled your score. It's 8-17. Canadian
Oh,
Pacific
boy.
is murdering currently.
As always.
CP should be
All right.
banned from this show.
No.
Wait, what?
CPOP.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
All right, style points. I had smoke deflectors. I had the big, normal-looking smoke deflectors, and then these weird ones with the
weird ones.
Oh, yeah.
base.
Don't mind me trying
Oh
to
my
yank
God.
pictures.
Yeah,
They're streamlined smoke deflectors.
I have a hat.
You do have a hat. I'll give you a point for the smoke deflectors in the hat.
Well, I have an
Milky
afro.
But Milky also gets a point for his streamlining, even if it is weird.
Yeah. It works.
Oh, hey, there's a picture of your engine here. Even though I searched CP.
They're Canadian,
The hell?
you know, whatever.
They're the same name.
Hey, you have doors.
I do have doors.
Jader.
If I did too.
No, you don't.
Doesn't look like you have doors, Spam.
You have tiny windows.
Oh, wait, who built you?
Do you want to take a guess?
Montreal Locomotive Works.
Yes.
We were built by CP.
Not sure if that's better or worse.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
better. Home built.
know.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
It's better. Look
Yeah,
at the Pensy.
The
They built
Pensy-
most of their
The
stuff.
Pensy
Yeah,
could
Saki
call it
built the
Baldwin
best
and it would
things.
still be home built.
Okay, then look at the NW.
I mean, yeah, they built some cool stuff.
Alright.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm trying to find some more photos, but oh no, there isn't a door. But I think we both have all-weather cabs. At least
I mean,
from
you're
what I can tell,
Canucks.
I have
You
one.
better. Those Canadian winters, eh?
Good for playing hooky and E.
And A.
And
Who
D.
has more reservoir space? Wait, we don't even know the extent of Milky's reservoir space because they might have stuck it in the Afro or in the Mohawk or whatever
Yeah,
the
they
hell it
probably
is.
put in. They probably put in
Top
that.
thing.
Unless
The
we can
tumor.
find design blueprints on
The
this.
tumor.
The push pop.
Wait, I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
CNR, you
Yeah, and we don't even know where the air compressors are either. So
blue
I mean, yeah, mine's on the side,
prints.
on the fireman side.
okay,
I'm gonna assume
so you've got a
Milky's are
single-
under the
Afro.
under the 6400 like number plate. They're like under there.
maybe,
yeah.
or they're
I
under
don't
the
know.
Afro.
Wait, I think I found one.
Like a blueprint of it.
This blueprint's in excellent condition.
I mean, right now it's 19-9. I think we can call this, but
Oh,
Cute.
wait.
More style points. What else can I kill them with?
also CP thing. You have a little re-railing wedge or triangle or frog or whatever you call it on the tender. You've got one on each side.
Oh, okay.
I did
Hey.
not see one on the CN thing.
I didn't even notice that. Alright.
Oh wow,
leave
this
that.
picture isn't that good.
I'd give
But
you a style
Bayonet's for
point for
sale.
not having a Vanderbilt tender, but apparently I'm not allowed to have strong opinions one way or the other on that sort of thing.
Yeah. You have your coast to coast point.
Yeah, because it's effing massive.
Yeah.
You both have pretty similarly sized tenders, and based on the statistics, his is actually better
Yeah.
than the Vanderbilt, and he's already got 2
Um,
points for that. Is there? Okay, there better be a freaking power reverse. I'm not seeing one, but there better be one.
I think it's under the.
I
running
guarantee
board.
We
you guys
might
both have
have
it because not having a power reverse on an engine of that size is ludicrous.
You'd have to be stupid.
I mean, this is CP we're talking about. They hired Hunter Harrison.
Yeah.
This is like before he was born.
Well, yeah, but you know, stupidity doesn't wear off.
That's true.
I like how each one of the engines had a different style of smoke deflectors, and now in the museum,
Do-
they don't have it.
Do I get a style point for my number board side up
His do
and
too.
his down? No?
Oh well, the ones on the front do for him.
Oh well, all mine do.
Well, what do you mean all of yours? There's the two on the front, and then none of the other ones. Everywhere else, the number is painted. Unless the side numbering lights up, you have the same number of light-up boards as he does.
Milky, are there models of yours?
Models?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there is. I'll check.
It's Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, Thomas
That's
the
true.
Tank
You have a
Engine.
Thomas character. I don't.
I already gave him the point for that.
They are models.
Okay. There are
Can't
brass
complain.
models of mine.
That brass.
Brass and I think oak age.
Picture's shiny.
Wait. I have a German style point.
Uh-oh. I like how on the engineer side you don't even
Wait.
have a window. You just have an effing
Wait.
porthole.
I'm grabbing a photo.
They recognize this thing as a boat.
You know that
It's sexually
1939
identified as
World's
a
Fair
boat.
thing?
What?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
What is this?
1939 World's Fair.
Fair.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah,
That's,
you get a point for
that's
that.
true. So,
You get a point for that.
uh,
The company that I'm working for worked on the 1939 World's Fair.
Nice.
we need another World's Fair.
No,
I mean, they still do them. They just don't do them in the States as much. Or,
Yeah.
you know, at all, really. They've sort of moved.
Come on, Trump, bring us a World's Fair.
We're gonna have the best World's Fair. It's gonna be huge.
yeah. It's gonna be huge.
I like the idea that you went all the way down there for this. You were in the railroad section, probably. You know, alongside all of the other greats.
Yeah.
You were in there with the
With
N1,
Samson.
the original duplex, and Samson. Uh-oh. Horseman.
Among other things that were there.
Shut up, fool. Yeah. Alright, anyways. Anything else? Because I think it's 10 to 20 and we can call it here.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oops, I
Alright.
didn't even put the thing in.
You're the only voter.
I am the only voter.
Usually
Hold on.
there's 3.
Usually there's at least 2.
Yeah, no pity
It's
voters.
very strange to not have, you know, at least one other person. Hold on, I need to actually punch this into the dock because I totally forgot, and now I don't have enough people to vamp in the background while I do this.
Lush.
Because this is filler. Filling
Winner.
up time.
CP K1A.
Hey.
I swear they're gonna make a comeback.
Suck it, Milky.
Wow.
Suck 'em like
I
I
Canadian.
wasn't going to make. I wasn't going to make it that personal, but gosh.
No, you want to.
I honestly don't know which one to vote for.
Oh.
I don't know. Because I don't particularly like either of them.
Oh my. Fair enough.
Oh, I'm just clicking back and forth. No, you know what? I have to vote for Inverto Mask.
Yeah.
Even though
What?
part of me doesn't want to.
Why? Wrong.
I don't know. It's just,
You're not supposed to.
it's just so different and weird.
Yeah.
And I think it deserves the vote over the thing that looks sort of like every other Northern. And also is CP. I like by the votes 1-0. I like the idea that or you know, I like Northerns quote unquote that break the mold a little bit, except for
Yeah.
611.
The pride of the NW.
And the the whatchamacallit. What is it called? State
Cheers.
locomotive
Oh.
of Virginia.
Yeah, that.
Anyways.
The sex
So-
Olympic last year.
Yeah. Heinz is in a golf cart.
Nice.
Anyways. So, to get off the CP topic and continue on to another CP topic. So former CP CEO Hunter Harrison is gonna get the money. You know how we've been going back and forth on will he get this compensation package from CSX for these millions of dollars he claims he's owed from leaving CP early or whatever? Yeah, I know, he's getting it. He's getting a total of $84 million between him and his hedge fund partner, Mantle Ridge, for salary and benefits Harrison forfeited by leaving early from CP.
Jesus.
Yeah. Damn, son.
Want to share some of that money?
Yeah.
No. I'm sure he doesn't. He's gonna, I don't know what he's gonna do with that money, but I'm sure he's gonna...
Blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, blackjack and hookers, because we've talked about how his health is not so great in the past.
Oh, then probably just blackjack.
I mean, you know, you can just sort of lay there.
That's true.
CSX has reported a dramatic operational improvement since Harrison became CEO. On-time performance, train speed, and terminal dwell have all improved as the railroad hauls the same amount of tonnage on fewer trains. So, he's also shut down the humps at 7 of CSX's 12 hump yards. Like we said last episode, nobody humps anymore. So, and I doubt Harrison's doing too much humping these days. Even with the hookers. But he's getting his compensation package. And I'm sure he's going to use it to compensate his package.
God damn it.
We're just digging ourselves into a rabbit hole.
But if you need to compensate your package, the Red Ball Special is available now. There are tickets from the Massachusetts Bay Railroad enthusiasts.
I mean, better than Blue Ball.
Out on the Conway Scenic Railroad going from North Conway through the Crawford Crotch and through Hazens and Whitefield, New Hampshire. That is Sunday, September 3rd. Is this a cheesy
porn site?
These guys actually announced stuff way in advance. But there you go. Tickets are now on sale, and they will almost definitely be sold out because basically every event they broadcast on here gets sold out fairly quickly.
Nice.
But if you're going to be up on that way, or if you want to go up that way on September 3rd, tickets are on sale now, and you can find them through the Massachusetts Bay Railroad Enthusiasts homepage, which will be linked in the cargoes.
Brando.
Yeah. Go ahead, somebody.
San Francisco is getting more historic streetcars.
Actually, I was talking,
what?
I was talking to Don about these streetcars, but continue.
Nice. But anyways, they're getting more PC, or where they're expanding where their historic trolleys can run.
Yeah.
Which, I believe it was only downtown where they ran, but now they want to, when they seek to expand to Fort Mason.
Which, it's a route along the waterfront that,
yeah, that would be,
that they added simply for the sake, they built it brand new, or not brand new, but they revised, they rebuilt it.
Yeah.
And brought in these historic PCC cars for the sake of taking some of the load off of the cable cars. Because everybody wants to ride the cable cars to the point where people were waiting hours for a ride.
Yeah,
on
no,
cable cars.
not much of the cable cars is the works on cable car anymore.
No.
Because of how bad they were beat up.
Well, yeah, and they just get worn down. It's such a weird thing. I was looking up how do cable cars work, and I read the Wikipedia articles and stuff. But they get a little beat up.
It's kind of like how our 503 was, or is right now. We had that car as our main car in the 90s. And then it just got so worn out that we can't run it anymore without major body work.
I mean, it's even worse that just the very act of using the cable cars wears down pieces on them. More than your average more than your average trolley car.
Yeah.
Because, they have to deal with it, constantly running cable and the way brakes work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, anyways, seriously, if you're curious about cable cars at all, this is to the audience, really, but look up, the San Francisco cable cars and read the articles about them and how they work, because it's really intriguing.
Yeah.
Or at least I find it really intriguing.
They're great.
I want to go
Your
to San
mileage may
Francisco.
Terminus me apart whenever. Go to San Francisco.
I would gladly go to San Francisco. It's so steeped in history.
Yeah.
You could say it's on its knees in the history, just taking hot history to the throat.
I was gonna say a couple of my friends were just there, and they loved every minute of it.
I don't doubt it. There's a big poster in Back Bay Station, and this is funny actually. This is good to talk about. There's a big poster in Back Bay Station. There are a bunch of them for JetBlue, and it's Back Bay to the Bay Area or Back Bay to the Bahamas, and it's just the big picture of the Golden Gate Bridge. I just called it the Grand Central Bridge. the Golden Gate Bridge. But
do you need sleep?
Thankfully, probably, yeah. But thankfully, Amtrak hasn't flipped at them for putting up those posters. But the thing, as far as I understand, Amtrak actually had an agreement with Union Station not to put up those kinds of posters. This is Union Station, Washington, D.C., for the record, and they did it anyways, and Amtrak is pissed.
So, fair enough.
Yeah, I brought this a little bit to your attention before the podcast. This is one of the feuds that's currently going on in railroading. But Amtrak is currently suing Washington, D.C. Union Station over them putting up these advertisements for Delta Airlines because they had an agreement that Union Station would not advertise competing firms. And Amtrak considers Delta Airlines a competing firm, although these posters, as far as I understand, are not in direct... they don't advertise specific flights that Amtrak already covers. They're just general posters for Delta Airlines. Even still, the Amtrak executives wrote Union Station on May 5th and May 16th, demanding the ads be taken down, and the station did not comply, and so now they're suing. Yeah. So...
Amtrak's going to court.
Yeah, Amtrak's going to court, again. Competition will always exist, it says, between rail and air companies, and yes, it will. It's funny, though, you think about it. Both airlines, especially when it comes to airports, but both airlines and Amtrak are both heavily subsidized industries. It's interesting to think about if you took that all away, how much the price of just cross-country travel would explode. And also how much more appetizing Amtrak might end up looking if they managed to keep their long-distance routes going, because air travel would be so much more costly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's already ridiculously expensive, right?
Air travel's pretty expensive, but, when you can pay a few $100 to get from one end of the country to the other...
Well, to be quickie.
Yeah, that's not that much money. When I flew out to Oregon for Train Mountain, I paid, $224. And that was really low and really nice. And I flew out of Logan, and I had a stopover in Seattle, and then I landed in Eugene. But according to the complaint, Delta Airlines competes with Amtrak because Delta, quote, has regular flights between Washington National Airport and Dulles International Airport to numerous locations also served by Amtrak, particularly major metropolitan areas along the Northeast Corridor of the United States, including New York City and Boston. Now, that isn't the strange part, obviously. They're just upset due to the fact that coincides with them being advertised in D.C. And the lease agreement itself says, Invesco shall not install any signs that advertise transportation services that compete with Amtrak. So, I can understand where they're coming from. I'm not sure if the whole thing's warranted, but I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be left up to a court, and presumably, so the judge ordered Amtrak and Union Station to file status reports by June 9th to see if the case will be dismissed or scheduled for further proceedings. Now, it is Saturday, June 10th, of course, but we do not have an update on this yet. All of the relevant links will be in the cargoes, of course, and you're free to make your own judgments and talk about them in the comments. But needless to say,
discuss.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see where this whole thing goes.
Yeah.
So where are your things going? Oh, and Weibel's not here to talk about his things.
Yeah.
Because one of his things is really going the distance.
Mhm. Save that
Well,
for when he. Save that for next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave it for him. I don't think he's going to be back, but I'll leave that there, and I'll just sort of give him a note that we didn't cover that stuff. One
It's
of
like
the so
highlighted
we have
all the
Tight.
time.
Battle Railroad thing. We have a thing called Project 76, and a thing about the California State Railroad Museum that are his. Just in case you were the one that posted that news, and you're like, hey, what about my news?
Yeah.
That was actually selected. So, anyways.
Well, speak of California, going back to San Francisco, Caltran has released kind of a timeline for their high-speed rail, which we've talked about plenty of times.
Yeah, we talked about. We were talking about actually on this very page. There's the exterior design poll. Oh, and it looks like we have a winner now.
Wait, what? Oh.
Yeah, click on the exterior design tab.
Oh, damn it! It's not the boy knows.
Oh yeah, I saw that. SB. I don't remember which one I picked, but I think it was this one. I like this one.
It looks pretty cool, but it's not the boy knows that I had.
Yeah, that one came in. That one came in second, admittedly.
Yeah, so people liked it.
Who liked it? They didn't like it enough.
Yeah.
But
Not enough love.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, on this page is a timeline. Carry on with what you were saying.
Yeah, it just shows all the stuff.
It looks like they want to get their first electric train delivered by the beginning of 2019. You know what's funny? It always sort of staggers me how long these sort of things actually take.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, none of these cool, important things will ever be done in my lifetime. And then the years just sort of whiz by, and it's like, oh wow, that thing's done. Okay, awesome. Because there's some MBTA stuff that's going on that I'm not gonna get too deep into right now because I could totally spend hours on it. Because now that I'm working with WSP, we're working with MBTA on a few things, so I'm like neck deep in some of this stuff. But I look at some of these prospects of the future and go, wow, I wonder if or when that's ever going to be, sort of whatever, brought to fruition. That's the kind of thing where, we're working on it. Just like Penn Station. Oh, Penn Station.
Oh boy.
They're calling it the summer of hell. And I'm not even kidding. This was a, Penn Station commuters are facing a, quote, summer of hell. And they have launched a lawsuit, surprise, surprise, against the MTA, the Long Island Railroad, and New York City Transit.
Turns out I could return.
All right, well,
Hey.
you're back. We're in the middle of what does this say? Fresh from the shop. You unfortunately missed Locomotive Versus, but the CN thing got obliterated. I voted for it anyways, though. Yeah, no, it lost 10 to
I tried
20.
my best.
Yeah. The CP was designed for longer distances, so it would obviously win.
Well, also based on CP things that based on CP things that have come through Locomotive Versus before, CP OP.
They
Anyways, yeah,
2 OP.
yeah.
Right.
So people are pretty pissed off at Penn Station, needless to say, and this comes on the heels of many, many, many issues. And even the politicians are behind the people in demanding that Amtrak and the MTA get a move
Get
on.
this shit together.
Yeah. So Senator Charles Schumer and a group of local and state elected officials on Thursday demanded that Amtrak and the MTA set a plan to use $432 million in Sandy relief funds he secured to repair the East River tunnels, the source of Tuesday's massive delays. So there were some pretty significant delays. He also noted that train delays, cancellations, and terminations because of East River tunnel issues have increased by 72% since Hurricane Sandy.
Wow.
So, here's the thing.
That's bad.
Here's the thing. It is bad. And the folks down in New York know that it's bad. But where the funding is coming from doesn't quite so much. You know, these are tunnels, some of them over 100 years old. In fact, a lot of them over 100 years old. That had never been flooded before until Hurricane Sandy. And it
but it's not every day you get a hurricane in New York.
Yeah, well, yeah. And they survived that long, and they were obviously short on vital maintenance. And then you finally get to this point, and then it gets flooded, which makes things about 100 times worse.
Yeah.
You know, salt water is not good for anything electrical. Or anything metal, for that matter.
It's just not good in general.
So everybody around is really trying to lean on the MTA and Amtrak and the Long Island Railroad and Metro North to try and fix these things. And Amtrak has said that it wants to fix Penn fast. They announced a schedule change, and in order to speed infrastructure renewal, which will impact Northeast Corridor service. Some of the trains, as I've talked about, are going to be going into
Grand
Central instead, which is going to be a weird thing. What?
My personal opinion is what they should do for Penn Station is what I've seen some of the designs is build some new New Jersey transit platforms, and then once designed, this is my own personal opinion, is they actually should build some special platforms separate from the main station for the Amtrak trains coming in from the Hudson River.
Okay, but the problem is not the platforms. Yeah, the station's
No.
pretty full, but the problem is entirely the tunnels. They've got only 2 portals under the Hudson River, and both of those were flooded. Both of those are over 110 years old, and they need major repairs. And they need, people need to get the jump on drilling new tunnels, which has been outlined in several plans, because closing one of those portals means reducing the Northeast Corridor to a single-track main line between New York and Philadelphia.
Which would be hell.
Yes.
Like, you could do it, but it would be absolute hell.
It would not be good.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's not like there are any real other options for that, other than... I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the other options would be. Send trains up the river line and terminate them at Albany or something?
Which should just be
Which
really
would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you can't get them around and bring them into Grand Central without doing the Selkirk Hurdle, which, it's just not going to happen. And so some trains are going to be terminated at Newark, New Jersey. Some trains are going to... Northeast Regional Service is going to have 3 round trips, so 6 total trains that are going to be canceled during the duration of the work. And the Crescent will terminate in Washington, D.C. instead of New York during the work period. What?
Well, an idea that could work is they drill 2 tunnels on either side of the current existing ones, and that would give you your local tracks. Once you get those done, you repair the middle one so they can be up to date, and then you basically go from 2 tracks to 4 tracks. Eventually, you actually have more flow through the Hudson River, because I know it's a problem trying to get in and out of Penn Station, which is the idea of the more platforms is to kind of say, oh, we don't need more tunnels, we can just have more platforms and have trains wait longer. It would give a bit of flow for trains trying to get into the station, but getting out would be hell.
It's not passable to just have more platforms. And people have been pushing for more tunnels for a very, very long time, but the money just doesn't come from people who don't really understand the gravity of the situation. When, you have these tubes that carry a huge amount of traffic, and the impact would be massive when something catastrophic happens to one of these tunnels. And that's becoming much less of an if as time goes on.
It's more of a when. Yeah.
So there are articles here about the cancellations and the fixes that they want to do. Those are down in the cargoes. But in the meantime... Oh, you know what? Here's a repair schedule as well. I have a butt ton of Penn Station articles, which I've been holding off on most of them because most of them are like train derails, train delayed, sewage rained from the ceiling, stuff like that.
Penn Station's going to hell, pretty much.
Yeah, again, it's the summer of hell.
When I was down in New York a few years back, what happened was I was standing in a subway station, and a sewer started dripping on my head.
Yep.
So I stepped inside, and my hair smelled bad the entire day. I'm glad I had a hat. Because it was hot in the subways. I'm like, I'll hold my hat on the side. They'll put my hat on, stop the smell, but took my hat off. Bad idea. Bad idea.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be a little crappy underground.
It seems at this point it'd be cheaper to build a whole new station than to.
Well, yeah, but they're not worried about the station.
No.
They're not worried about it. The station is not the issue. Everybody has these grandiose plans for, we're going to revitalize Penn Station. Penn Station's not the problem. The problem is the tracks going in and out of Penn Station. The problem is the East River tunnels and the Hudson River tunnels. Because they're not supposed to go underwater. Like, the inside, I mean. There's not supposed to be water on the inside.
It's a train tunnel, not a sewage pipe.
Yeah. New York has plenty of those giant water tunnels, though. They've got 3 to bring fresh water down from the Catskills. But anyways, and here's just the last bit of news out of New York. If I have another, whoops. No, New York Times. I do not want to sign up for anything. I do have 2 more, but they're a little bit better, I guess. This one's just sort of silly. So, the mayor of New York City is Bill de Blasio. And he has talked about how much he wants to do with, how much he wants to do with the city and blah, blah, blah. He's trying to be a good mayor. He catches a lot of crap because New York's in kind of a state right now in terms of transit. But as far as everything goes, based on how New York is, he hasn't been terrible. But as it says here, he's not exactly a subway aficionado. And this is what he's been criticized for sometimes, that he's favored, taking a chauffeured ride as opposed to taking a subway. And so he doesn't get as much of the direct feeling of, what's wrong down there.
Yeah.
But he has admitted that sometimes he does take the subway. And also, by his own admission, he sometimes will move between the cars.
Ooh.
Which is not allowed. And a $75 fine.
Oh.
He's the mayor.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And so he
breaking his own rules.
Yeah. Well, I mean they aren't his rules, but they are the MTA's rules. And
isn't the MTA privately owned?
Sort of. I mean, it is in the same way that Amtrak is. It's subsidized, but it's privately run. And he was Mr. Rushinoff, who is he? Somebody higher up in the MTA, I believe. Gene Rushinoff of the Strap Hangers campaign, an advocacy group, said the ban on moving between cars was needed to prevent people from falling. Quote, "I respectfully disagree with the mayor," Mr. Rushinoff said. He seems to know as much about the rules for safe travel as President Trump knows about how the Justice Department works.
Great.
So,
all right.
Mayor de Blasio catches more flack. But he does bring about the point that it would be nice to move between subway cars in a safe fashion. And that's why open gangway prototype cars are in the works for the MTA.
Well, Toronto has a one where you can walk the entire length of the train. I've done that multiple times on the subway cars.
Oh yeah, and those are super nice because you get so much more floor space for the same length of train.
Yeah, and they have I think they can hold like almost 50 people more than the predecessors.
Mm-hmm.
which is actually pretty good, just because of that extra movement, and allows. And sorry, you go.
Oh, I was just saying, same thing with articulated buses, but I have to ride some of those to get back and forth when I go to do traffic counts at Logan for work. But anyway, well, it's a trolley bus. It's an articulated trolley bus. Yeah. It's electric underground.
Bendy bus.
Yeah, but it also allows the easier distribution passengers, so you won't have some cars full of sometimes in rush hour. Problem is you get all the end cars are empty. Well, wherever the walkway is at the station, that's where all the people are going to be. So you're going to have empty cars at some parts and full cars in others. So you're going to get this uneven distribution with the ability to move between cars. What the TTC is actually trying to do with its entire subway system is allowing for easier flow. And I think Montreal has had that system already for a few. Their cars from the 70s had that, I think, which is their blue ones. But they're even getting new equipment now, and that's also even quicker. But then again, Montreal stuff runs on rubber tires, so it's technically a bus underground.
It's a bus on a busway.
It's a busway.
I mean, it's actually what it's called.
I ain't down the technical term, but busway.
But anyways, one or two more out of New York. Although this one's really nice, and the other one is what are you doing? The first one is. And this is good news out of the MTA. The MTA is going to roll out countdown clocks on all lettered subway lines. So they already have them on the numbered subway lines and some of the lettered ones, few of the lettered ones. But they are moving towards the point where they're going to be able to install countdown clocks on all of the lettered lines, which is going to be super duper awesome. I mean, admittedly... what?
Yeah, similar systems have been installed all over the world.
Yeah, the issue with installing them in New York City is the infrastructure dates back to the 1920s,
and it hasn't been rebuilt since the 20s.
Yeah, and hasn't been updated too much. No, getting things up to modern standards over the New York City subway system has been an endeavor in and of itself, filled with delays and disruptions and issues of its own.
Well, one suggestion I've actually heard, which is kind of mad in itself, is they pull up Boston, what Boston did back in the 1950s, where they closed down the entire subway system for 4 years to rebuild the entire thing.
That would not happen.
No,
that would not happen in New York. New York depends on its subway more than possibly any other city on Earth, because it is the only subway for its scope and its complexity is not matched anywhere, and additionally, it's the only
except
subway
for London.
No, this is why. It's the only subway in the world that operates every single one of its stations 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. London only has a few lines closed at night. Oh, yeah. I think it's only Piccadilly, Northern, and Circle that run at night. Everything else is day service.
They don't have these periods of downtime in order to update things, which is why it's particularly difficult, and also why I like to use a special map, because there's this website called The Weekender that produces special maps based on every weekend when they close down bits of the subway to do work. But that's always super duper handy. If I had a new one with me, I would show it off. But yeah, no, New York City is kind of a special case when it comes to its subway system. I was talking with my friend who's from New York City, and she's currently in a town sort of near Seattle, and I was like, yeah, you're in Seattle? And she's like, yeah, it's sort of city-ish, but nothing's really a city after I've lived in New York all my life. Nothing else is really a city. I was like,
New York is one of the largest. New York is one of the largest major metropolitan areas on Earth. Yeah. Nothing can compare, except for
Tokyo.
London, Tokyo, and Beijing. That's really it. And Shanghai. That's it. Mm-hmm. Nothing else. Hong Kong doesn't even come close.
Maybe whatchamacallit, New Dubai, whatever that place is.
Dubai is a built-up area surrounded by desert.
Yeah, and if you'd say New Delhi, I would be like, yeah, it makes sense, but it's not developed.
It's huge.
Medieval,
it's sprawling.
It's huge, but it's medieval style street grids. So actually, a lack thereof street grids.
Oh, so you mean Boston? Anyways.
Boston has a drop of organization. This has no organization.
At least New York can keep their power, unlike Philly.
Oh boy.
They're
Oh
having
yeah.
issues.
SEPTA, the
with
greatest
their
subway
power.
system on Earth.
Shots fired.
Yeah, totally. Not.
Oh dear.
Because apparently they had delays up to an hour and a half
Oh, jeez.
on the commuters because the power was out and they couldn't do anything.
Great. Good
Except
job, guys.
get your shit together.
Honestly, though, I've gained, I'm going to be able to experience SEPTA firsthand, and I don't think I quite understand how big SEPTA is yet, because I haven't even really looked it over, but apparently it's got some cool things nestled in it, and I'll have to try and experience that. They run PCCs on a small portion of their system as well.
Oh yeah, that's right, they do.
And Don was encouraging me to visit that while I'm there, which I probably will. I think I'll have to.
Well, if you're ever in Toronto, they still run during summer along the waterfront. They still run some PCCs, and they even some run the cars that were built in the 30s.
Or you could go to the Oregon Electric Railway Museum every now and then. We won one.
Also, I heard that the Ashmont line, the Ashmont-Mattapan high-speed trolley line, is going to get full rebuilds on all its PCC cars because they're running out of working ones currently.
Oh, nice.
The MBTA just decided to dump a ton of money into that because it's not worth trying to rebuild the system for more modern LRVs.
Yeah, it's a tourist attraction at this point for them.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And to be honest, it makes them quite a bit of money.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Jader, you were saying something?
What?
You started to say something.
No.
No? Okay.
Alright, well, moving across the country to another transportation network.
Uh-oh.
Apparently someone stabbed a TriMet operator. Or attempted to assault.
Look at the mugshot of this guy. That's just what I want to bring attention to.
Yeah.
This guy, he's like,
fuck it, God. I'm sad.
Fuck, they caught.
I mean, I'm sure nobody looks good in a mugshot, but
No.
he just looks like the kind of dude that just beats somebody up for no reason.
Yeah.
Sounded nice.
Look at him.
But anyways, he tried to beat the shit out of the... Yeah.
You're right. He looks so sad.
He
looks so sad.
This was on a TriMet Blue Line train. It's
Wait, where is TriMet again?
Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
I know a few people that worked for TriMet.
Isn't that the fastest growing light rail system in North America?
One of them. But
Glad to see that there's growth.
Building
It is
line.
Portland. Keep Portland weird.
yeah,
Beat up the TriMet operators.
yeah, please
Don't
don't.
beat up Darth Vader. Darth Vader on a unicycle playing flaming bagpipes.
Don't beat up the Unipiper.
And staying west, Northern California is starting to launch their commuter service that they have.
Oh, with
on
the Chargers.
Yeah, from San Rafael and Santa Rosa.
No, it's not quite those things. It's these weird multiple units.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's these-
Caltrain's getting... Oh, yeah, the Caltrain Electrics.
It's a
No, it's
Nippon
smart.
Sharyu built DMU.
Oh,
They're ugly.
Simona Marian area rail transit. Smart. They know
That
to
was
make a good
short.
acronym. It's smart.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
those things. Those are in Toronto on the Union Pearson Express.
Nice.
Are they any good?
They're actually pretty reliable.
Oh, that's good.
Well, good to hear.
It
And hopefully
represents
it'll
the
be
first
very
regularly scheduled
best.
passenger rail service in the North Bay since 1958. Damn, son.
Mm.
The announcement comes at the completion of most of the prep work. That's good. But here's the best part. It's free.
Do what?
For now, I believe. They said something about it being... Oh, wait, no. It's... plans to offer all rides at half the full fare through Labor Day. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Offering free rides to the public on a limited basis with dates, departure times, and station pairs to be determined based on public input. Oh, and then upon starting revenue service later in the summer, Smart plans to offer all rides at half the full fare. So they're going to ease into it. They're starting with free stuff. They're going to try and get people hooked first, and then they start charging.
That's what you should do. That's the way.
That's when they have the microtransactions.
Yeah. When you have combined $365,000, yeah, you could probably afford it. Like these BART janitors have done.
Oh my god.
Because they've caught up so much overtime.
From cleaning not nice stuff.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think they earned it, but that's a lot of overtime.
Our main guy that works at Motors at the museum, he was a retired BART guy.
Mm-hmm. How much did he rack up in overtime?
I'm not quite sure, but it's comfortably in the middle of nowhere, so I think he wrapped up a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Probably
anyways,
get him out.
cheese.
Like, wait, how long did it take them to get this overtime money?
They worked
this was-
combined 7,900 hours of overtime.
Holy shit!
Christ.
Yeah. They earned over $350,000 in total. In overtime pay alone.
Mother
In
of
1
God.
year.
I think these are these like the only 3 janitors that BART has?
Maybe.
Seems like
Oh,
if they
it's-
can get that much.
It's the grossest job and no one wants it.
Wait,
Yeah,
so what
you're
exactly are they going to be?
You're cleaning subway stations.
Is there anything?
Subway
Is there any news
things.
of what they're going to be doing with the money, or no?
No, they're
Probably
just going to
blackjack and
enjoy
hookers.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably right. Or one night in Vegas.
Yeah.
Again, blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, point.
You know what else could have blackjack and hookers? The next American Freedom Train.
Oh, dear.
God damn.
Oh no.
Wash roll in this back eye again with another Freedom Train.
Oh, boy.
I think
And we
Ross
talked
is
about this in
insane.
the past. It's the old Wibben Express.
He's made
Another
no
one frees the
progress,
train.
though.
But he's trying to get another steam engine dude on board. From the past.
And his name is
Doyle McCormick.
You're
Batman.
your chum.
You chum.
This is like, okay, these guys and like Jerry Jacobson and who else is a huge steam guy currently?
Everyone but Ed Dickens.
Yeah, you know, Ed
Special Ed.
Dickens. It says on the door, "No Dickens," and it's like Doyle McCormick. You know,
Steam guys
No.
are out, except for Dickens.
No, he was on the
Doyle
list, and
McCormick.
they just kind of crossed out his name in pencil.
Yeah. Doyle
I-
McCormick,
I-
Ross
I-
Rowland, Jerry Jacobson, and the ghost of F. Nelson Blount.
Yeah. And that one guy
wonder
that
if,
did the Chicago engines.
I wonder if they're like
Interesting.
maybe if the T1 trust gets like done, if the T1's gonna be on the front of a Freedom Train.
That would be awesome, but they shouldn't call it the Freedom Train. They should call it the Standards Train.
I mean, it'd be the fastest damn freedom train ever.
Yeah. I want to see. I want to see some
It should be
races.
You know what I want to see?
It could be called the.
What?
It could be called the Standards Express.
I want to see whale service revived in the eastern region of the Mid-Willamette Valley, much like this
That's oddly
Oregon
specific.
shipping group is looking at doing. And it's a shame that I didn't know about the meeting that they had. Else I probably would have gone to it.
That's something that's interesting that comes up that we should probably stress. Like, go to these town council meetings and stuff like that to get people on board with whatever.
Whale lines.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
whatever.
Make your voice heard, especially for stuff like this. Especially when people are like, no, scary train.
My grain hasn't been shipped
Kasich.
here since 2012. We need to accept.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
even mean like Kasich. I mean like the whole bike path debacle, and now here's a new one. This is another thing that I left down here and figured if we could get to it, we could get to it.
Yeah.
And it's, the same old rigmarole with people being concerned about trains blowing up on their lawns.
In my backyard.
Yeah, not exactly. Here's the thing. It already is in their backyard. See, this is in Hummelstown, Pennsylvania. The borough of Hummelstown and Derry Township are teaming up to fight M&H. Who's M&H? M&H's railroads plan to use grant money that will allow the company to move freight loads through the region that could contain hazardous materials.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here's the thing. I understand that people can get a little bit concerned about things like that. The thing that gets me and makes me go, oh, get over it, is the fact that in the second article I posted regarding it, called The Plan, it is noted that the railroad was already here and was already doing these things up until a couple of years ago. They were running their trains until 2011, and there was Tillamook happened. There was a section of tracks that was washed out by a tropical storm and has not been repaired yet. And that's what they want to do. What?
Tie-in. That's also what happened here. There was rail service, and then there was a small washout, which if I wanted to, I could probably go walk and find it, but not go drive to the city and go walk down the track.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, that's my tie-in with that. But
yeah.
Continue what you think.
Whatever. It's a whole thing. You can read more about this. Obviously, there are two sides to everything, but this is not a new thing for these townspeople, and I don't, unless something had blown up on their doorstep previously, or, unless these tracks were being run by CSX, which they aren't, I don't see the reason to be too concerned.
Yeah.
But people always are, so if you are if you're a trained person, and you go to these town council meetings in these towns where you might get rail service back, make it known that railroads generally have a pretty good track record.
Yeah.
They're pretty good at not blowing things up.
A little bit of a sidetrack. Which president created the FRA?
That's a good Terminus question.
Yeah.
Then
we shouldn't answer this on air.
Yeah, don't answer it on air. That might be a question.
Yeah,
You'll see.
Don't talk about it.
If you guys know, please send me it through private message.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I'm just Googling it. Somebody talk about whatever they're doing.
But anyways, the Oregon...
I'm drawing
Not literally doing.
They have this list of priorities. They have 8 of them. And number 6 is increasing short line capabilities. And they want to do this with the Portland and Western Railroad, Coos Bay Rail Link, and then possibly Albany and Eastern connection to the Willamette Valley Railroad, which own this track. Because back a long time ago when SP owned it, it was all connected. But then SP cut off part of the branch line and stopped connecting the two. So they just want to rebuild what SP took away, pretty much.
That happens a lot.
Like, the Y-way is still there, and it's still very much usable. It just got torn up.
Mm-hmm. You see that a lot, and it's funny when I'm looking on Open Railway map at places like Maine, where you have all these lines that used to sort of be, that used to be different railroad companies that sort of found their own way through the mountains there. And now they're all owned by Pan Am, and so most of them are discarded, but they eventually all meet back at the same place.
Yeah.
But, everybody knows that when you merge a bunch of things and they have parallel lines, you have to get rid of something, or else you go horribly bankrupt. But sometimes having parallel lines is a good idea, which is the current proposal over on Staten Island. There is a light rail deal that might happen linking Staten Island in New York State with New Jersey on the mainland. And it's called the West Shore Light Rail, and it was proposed more than a decade ago. And MTA Capital Program funds will go towards one of the 2 studies needed to get this project off the ground. But frankly, I mean, frankly, I thought this was something totally different, and I was going to deride it and call it really stupid. But it goes down the other side of the island, so it might actually be worthwhile. And if these guys, sort of go through all their analyses and whatever, which, who knows, I might end up with one of these analyses on my desk, and they determine it's worthwhile, I guess it's worthwhile. The thing is that Staten Island Railroad, as it exists currently, is completely disconnected from everything else. And as a consequence, is different than everything else. And connecting it would be, A, a pain, and B, a bad idea. Because it would be the first thing that the MTA has that would go into a different state unless they build a tunnel from Staten Island to the rest of New York City, which is not practical at all. So,
what state is Staten Island in?
It's in New York State.
Alright.
It's one of the 5 boroughs of New York City.
I knew it was one of the 5 boroughs, but I wasn't sure what state it was in.
Oh.
Also, I've ridden on the railway system there.
Yeah,
That's all I have to say.
I haven't been out there. I did a bunch of riding. I rode on the 2nd Avenue subway recently, because it was just recently opened. Apparently they're having their own power issues, but, brand new subway, you can't get away with stuff working. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But don't go on the Staten Island. It's half the line through ghetto. It's sketchy. Truly sketchy.
Yeah, I grew up in that kind of area.
15 minutes between trains, so don't get off the random stops. You'll be standing there for a while.
Meh. I've never been fazed by ghetto. I wasn't raised in the best of areas. I realized that looking back. It's funny, I moved to a more upscale neighborhood a little bit.
Yeah.
And I go back and look at the place I used to live in, it's like, wow, this is kind of sketchy, actually. But,
when you live there, you're just kind of like, eh.
When you actually live there and you, know the community, know the people around you, it doesn't seem so standoffish. It just looks bad from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
It's all about the way you're looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes...
Yeah.
Sometimes you can look at something certain ways. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish I had something to segue to from that, but...
You know what doesn't look so bad? Kansas City selling stock is going up.
Kansas City Southern is like the golden child of railroads right now.
Yeah.
And we can see that based on the fact that they are holding the mantle the way they are.
Yeah, they're doing good for
a little while ago,
themselves.
but... What?
They're doing good.
Yeah. Which is kind of ridiculous. This is the railroad that really doesn't want the border wall.
No, because there's more than one railroad that actually crosses the border.
No, that's
UP
true.
There's UP has a few crossings, and I think the NSF also has a couple for themselves.
Well, yeah, but Kansas City Southern has a whole other railroad on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah.
KCS
And
de Mexico.
They are the Mexico lines.
See.
I'm sorry if that was offensive.
We've done worse.
Yeah, we've done way worse.
I can believe that.
So, yeah, it's been sort of going up and not going crazy, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, invest in KCS, I guess, is the moral.
Yeah, I guess is the moral of the message.
Let's all invest and then buy KCS.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how that works.
No,
Exactly.
it is.
I mean, it is, but
It
we're not
does
going to be
to a
able to do it.
point. Yeah.
No, but if we buy a whole bunch of stock and then we compile all our stock, we technically own the railroad.
I mean, yes. However, we're not going to be able to buy that much stock.
No.
Lion.
That's my point. And
Yeah.
It is how it works in theory. It is not how it would work for us.
In practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us could save money. Like Dad's at the Ohio Railroad Museum on June 18th. On June 18th, Father's Day, all dads are half price.
Woo!
You can buy dads there? Sweet.
No, well,
Oh,
they
yeah.
get in.
I've
They
always
get in
wanted
for
a dad.
No, they get in for half price.
Quick, have children.
Hold on. Where is this? Which link is this?
Hang on. Just put it in the chat.
Okay, I'm just trying to find it.
It's the ORM.
Orm.
Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
Mm-hmm. I need to go back there at some point. Haven't been there since like October.
Didn't you used to volunteer there?
I mean, I did twice, and then I don't have faith in my truck to get there and back.
Oh, please. Have faith.
Jeter, have some faith.
I don't have faith in it. I'm looking at a CRV though. That's pretty nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know where else you can get dads for cheap?
Vegas. Wait.
Well, I mean, you can pay somebody to be your daddy. But anyways, Essex is hosting a little Father's Day thingy. I'm not sure what it entails, but I know it at least entails a brunch, so there's that.
Brunch?
Enjoy a pancake breakfast. Oh no, it's a breakfast, not a brunch. Dads eat free, complimentary family photo, meet and greet with quote unquote Babe Ruth, and selfie with Choo Choo of the Hartford Yard Goats. That's
what? Wait,
I would suppose. I think that's a baseball team, and the guy's nickname is Choo Choo. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
Comedy.
Not sure. This. Oh, sorry. It's the mascot. I think it's an actual goat. Okay, no, it's a weird looking thing in a mascot costume. Anyways, and they're also doing free family portraits, I believe.
That sounds fun.
In front of the locomotive. And that's only available on Sunday, unfortunately, but free 5x7. And there you go. Yeah, go to Essex. Like, I need to go back to Essex for a multitude of reasons. They're also doing Passengers from the Past still. Actually, this coincides. So Passengers from the Past is, somebody represents a historical figure and goes on the train. So we have Mark Twain, the Gillettes, Babe Ruth, and Abraham Lincoln.
Nice.
Going each weekend respectively on the Passengers from the Past. So you can see the link to both of these over at SSTeamTrain.com, and the link will be in the cargoes.
Well, speak of Father's Day trains, the Albany and Eastern Railroad is doing a Father's Day Arts and Crafts ride on June 17th. And then the day after that, they're doing a brunch train for Father's Day.
Nice.
Brunch is good. I want some pancakes.
Me too.
You know what? It's that kind of.
Come over to the border.
It's 10 o'clock at night, but I want some pancakes.
Let's go to IHOP.
Yeah, right. IHOP's still open, right?
Terminus meet up point whenever we go on the.
We
brunch
go to
train.
IHOP.
No, we go on the brunch train.
Oh, okay.
Screw IHOP.
Don't speak
IHOP's
bad
not
about
that bad,
IHOP.
but
No,
but it's not a train.
it's not a train.
You
know
can
what
have
is a
trains
train?
inside.
What?
The new train to Roanoke.
Oh, nice.
Theoretically.
Ooh.
So Amtrak operates crew qualifying trains for new Roanoke service. Now, this is just another piece in the Roanoke Railroad saga. But this is an important step because it means that they'll have people that know the route and can actually operate these round trips. So it'll be one round trip 7 days a week. And Amtrak, the state, and the city of Roanoke are working to bring intercity passenger rail service back to the city for the first time in 4 decades. Now, I'm actually surprised they didn't have it. I don't know why I thought they did, but I just thought they were big enough.
Maybe because there was trains that actually.
Wait, where's Roanoke again?
They don't.
Virginia.
Roanoke is in Virginia.
The pride of the end.
Roanoke, Virginia. Thank you.
Yeah. But these trains serve as training for locomotive engineers and train conductors to learn the tracks and territory between Lynchburg and Roanoke. And they will operate twice each day, 5 days a week. And it looks like rail service is returning this fall. I don't know the exact route, but I would love to see it on one of those big Amtrak maps. And I'm not sure.
It'll probably end up on one of those rather quickly.
Yeah. And I bet those, if 611 starts going on excursions around there, I bet those trains are going to be packed with foamers.
Mm.
they do actually want to bring 611 to Roanoke in 2018. So this is
ahead.
This is NS saying this for the record. And
but I thought they ended their Steam program. Or is that
they're
just
still sort of in charge of where 611 can go because they do own the track.
I mean,
okay.
they're looking to get 611 Amtrak certified.
Yeah,
Ooh.
which would be awesome, and then it can go all the speed, sort of like
all the speed and everywhere. Hopefully.
Sort of
Kind of like 765.
765. 765 got its Oxy repainted as well.
Yeah.
We have a little bit on that. Nothing really to write home about, but it's just a little something.
Tender
decking.
decking.
Yeah. I mean, it's Oxy tender decking, though.
Oh, it has a door.
It does have a door. It's because part of it's a...
NW.
Well, that too. But part of it's a... like a storage area, I think. Just
Oh, neato.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
a good
remember
tender.
going through
Put
that.
your tools there that you can't fit in the or that you don't want in the tool car.
Mm-hmm.
Neato.
Anyways. What else is going on? I have, like, a couple more... Actually, I have a weird one. So, has anyone ever, like, literally ever, heard of a sci-fi day on a heritage railroad?
Well,
I've
Strasbourg
heard of
just has this.
steampunk, but not
Yes,
that.
I've
no,
heard steampunk on Strasbourg.
Steampunk? No. This is sci-fi
Well, steampunk
day.
is technically steampunk is technically sci-fi.
Yeah, but this is like Star Wars.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
Come meet some of your favorite sci-fi characters and support the United Way's Summer White Sail donation drive at Black River and Western's first ever sci-fi day. So you'll meet members of the 501st Legion, which is an all-volunteer organization formed blah, 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 blah. The Legion seeks to promote interest in Star Wars through the building and wearing of quality costumes. So it's dudes dressed up as stormtroopers, as Darth Vader, as TIE fighter pilots. Okay.
Fun.
Yeah, so listen, if they don't have, like, some sort of defend the train bit in the middle of their thing, I'd be very disappointed. I want to see, like, a full-on reenactment of the scene from the end of Rogue One where they have to detach from the ship, and like, Darth Vader comes down the corridor and they have to uncouple the last car and let him go.
Yeah.
I want to see that. Can somebody make that happen?
Sweet.
I just imagine the person in charge of that's listening to us is like, done.
That'd be amazing.
Oh,
And then
Rogue
also
One
we're
is
doing
good.
the Storytime Express, which is, I guess, at the other end of the spectrum, but it's for preschool age children, or, I suppose children with a mental preschool age, so, maybe we should go.
have fun.
Oh, what are you talking about? What are you saying you have fun? You come with us.
I can't. I can't. I'm 1,000 miles
Pastor,
away.
You're the
we
most-
already
you're
got
the
your
most
plane
qualified.
ticket.
You got to pay for a 1,000-mile plane ticket.
I already did.
Wherever this is. Have fun with that price.
Paid for it with KCS stock.
Yeah.
Uh,
All that money that I got from being the janitor at Bosch.
Can we all sign up to be although they did a hiring freeze, so you cannot just sign up to be a janitor at BART right now.
Damn.
They understand that this news will spur people to become janitors, which
Yeah.
I think is the most wholesome thing that those janitors have done so far. Hold on. Black River Railroad.
The Iron Horseman janitors.
But but on the Steam front,
Plus Pester.
has anybody heard of Main Central 470?
Mm-hmm.
Kinda.
Well, the New
How are
England
you?
Steam Corp, which is the guys that operate or are working to restore 470, they don't operate it yet, is holding its annual Touch a Train event, where visitors can get up close, an up close look at the Main Central Pacific number 470. So it's a very brief thing, and there's a link to newenglandsteam.org, which I believe is their website.
Just don't get that Santa Fe depot person into it.
Oh yeah, or else she's gonna. Well, she can't. She's married.
Oh yeah.
Do you think she'd cheat on her depot? Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm sure she's got. You know, she's got morals. She may have had mental sex with a depot, but she has morals.
What
Maybe they have a freeway.
What railroad has the FRA been really harsh on in the past few?
All of them.
Except for Amtrak.
PTC.
I mean,
well, PCC.
Listen,
No,
the PTC
PTC.
thing. We went over the PTC
PCC.
thing when it had to get
Especially hard on the UP, actually.
funds back. Well, yeah, but UP's being UP.
Yeah.
The
UP's
issue
been
becomes
UP for a while.
when the FRA negotiated a date with the Class 1 railroads and said, hey, you've got to have it done by this date, and the Class 1 railroad said, yes, we agree with this date, and then they just don't do it. And they're like, wait, we need more time, and the FRA's like, well, what happened to the other date that you agreed on?
Budget cuts.
If the FRA has been hard on UP, it's probably because UP is just making things hard for themselves.
Yeah.
Although they're still insistent on
Well,
restoring.
they're the closest to being done. They have 50% of their locomotives upgraded.
It's more about track, and they just like bailed on a whole state. So
Yeah.
Speaking of UP and Steam, actually, two things. One, there's an update on 4014. Where'd that go? Did anybody take that?
I didn't.
There was an update on 4014.
What's the
Everyone
mean?
went down. Well, there's an update on that somewhere. And also, 844 is running excursion to the College World Series. So, I don't know. I was thinking about the way, you connect these excursions and these other things. I feel like at the same time it's a great idea, but at the same time it's like, well, you might split the difference in terms of people who would go for it if it didn't have to do with the game, or people that otherwise are going to the game and don't want to. I don't know. I feel like overall it's a good idea to have these excursions coupled with major events.
Yeah.
Where the hell did I put that 4014 thing?
And Amtrak ran a train to the Civil War to OSU.
Oh yeah?
Like, they had a train going from Albany to Corvallis.
Oh,
just for that.
Well,
I mean, Amtrak taking advantage of that is a horse of a different color almost, because they're just your bog standard passenger rail.
And you know who
This is
allowed
an
them to do
844
it?
excursion. What?
well, I do remember
G&W. G&W allowed them to do it.
Oh wow, amazing.
Because they're a nice company.
No, they're
Out
not.
here anyways.
Well, what is it called? 844 used to do the runs to the Denver rodeo.
Yeah.
So it's
And,
kind of like that.
do they not do that at all anymore? I know they just, they sort of
No,
just
like-
got 844 back.
No, but they put the they put the E units on the front.
Oh man. But, anyways, what? Yeah, no, I swear I put that here somewhere, and now I can't find it. Whatever. The other thing is, okay, so these are two things. Okay, here are actually two sort of important things, and I wish Weibold was here to talk about them because he's going to be going to them with me as well. At Steamtown, they are currently erecting a World War I statue. And it will be dedicated on... it'll be rededicated on June 14th. They're not erecting it, perhaps? Oh, no, yeah, they are. They're re-erecting it. It was erected in Duffy Park in 1940, but was put into storage due to local road work, and now it's coming back. And it is known as the Spirit of the American Doughboy, which...
That's good.
Doughboy was the nickname to the U.S. personnel deployed towards the end of World War I.
Yeah.
For those who don't know,
but
they're not talking about the things you get from Iggy's Chowder House.
I was
But I would
thinking
say the U.S. wasn't in World War
see,
I until the end.
My fat ass was thinking Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, my
give the
skinny ass was
Pillsbury
thinking
Doughboy
that
a
too.
gas mask and and a rifle and send him into the trenches.
He's not soft.
Yeah. Well, when he gets back, he won't be soft anymore.
Baby
Anyways, additionally, and this is something I'm going to be there for, and I'm going to talk more about this as the date comes closer, because there's a little bit of a Terminus meetup going on between myself and Weibold and Chris and TJ and Madison over in Pennsylvania. And one of the days we're going to be out there is this Saturday, July 15th, in Strasbourg, and we'll be around the area, sort of, before and after. But join us in Strasbourg for a farewell visit with one of only 2 Class M locomotives remaining, and the only one under steam. And they're talking about Comrade Vesti. So 475 is going out of service for its 15-year inspection soon, and it may be a little while before it returns to operation, so they're going out with a bang, and they are, hypothetically, at least according to the picture we're looking at here, they're going to be running mixed trains with it. Oh my god! And so we're looking for more information on this, but TJ saw this and basically jizzed in his pants. And so it wasn't in the plan to go back to Strasbourg for that day, but I think it's in the plan now. And I don't think I have a say one way or the other, but I'm totally for it. I wish we had Terminus shirts. We should still make them.
I thought we had design for one.
We have a design, sort of. I think it needs to be updated.
I thought we custom teed it.
But we never printed any of them. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like Iron Horseman.
We thought about it, but we didn't do
We
anything.
definitely thought real hard about it. Anyways, and very briefly, as the last piece of news I have, this is a little bit more of a local piece. The MBTA is planning some North Shore shutdown plans, or it has created some North Shore shutdown plans over certain weekends, due to the fact that track work needs to be done.
Yeah.
And there is a Beverly Drawbridge replacement, which is north of Salem Station, and there will be free alternate weekday buses to supplement the rail service, as it is not there. There's more information here. If you're going that way, or if you live up that way, then whatever. It's a little bit involved. Thankfully, I don't need to worry about it because I come in from the south. But either way, the track work has to get done, lest you turn into Penn Station. And that's all that I pulled out specifically for this week. So, anything else, folks? What else have we got?
19 has arrived at the H steamer house, finally.
Oh yeah,
Eureka.
that engine that you stole from
Eureka.
us.
Yeah, well, we bought it fair and square, Milky. We didn't
Sorry,
steal
I'll come back for employee use.
Uh-huh. You'll just show up and kind of just...
He's gonna steal it like the 587
Yeah.
in that amazing movie.
Jeez.
I saw a
this can't
copy of
run.
that for sale in
Oh dear.
a gift shop
No.
at
dear.
the Berkshire Scenic. I was like,
You should-
oh no.
You should have bought it.
I also saw it on my shelf when I was looking for The Departed the other day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I own that movie for some reason.
Why?
I don't know. I quite liked it. When I was younger.
I was gonna say, is this like
Nostalgia.
18-year-old you talking, or like 6-year-old?
No, I have not watched it in a while, and I think I'm not going to watch it for a while. And for a while, I mean ever.
Iron Horse and Meetup, we just watch shitty train movies.
I mean, I would do that. I would watch, like
Unstoppable.
Elville, and I mean, Unstoppable is not that bad as far as train movies go.
As far as train physics go.
No, I mean, yeah, but who cares?
It's all in with
That-
physics. Don't
That
exist.
and what's the friggin' Thomas and the Magic Railroad?
Yeah.
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
But yeah,
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
yeah. So Eureka is in Ohio now.
Wairika.
Yep.
Yeah,
This
Eureka.
is the
Yeah,
this is the 19th locomotive acquired by Jerry.
And it's number 19. Wow, how fitting.
Ironic.
I didn't want in
But
Oregon.
that's
for
not
the
irony.
longest
That's
time.
coincidence. There's a difference.
Right, I'm an idiot.
But also, are you sure it's the 19th?
Then, yes.
We had problems with these kind of numbers before.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the 19th, owned by Jerry. Leviathan
God damn it.
doesn't count. If anybody counts
Okay.
it, it doesn't. It just kind of lives there, from what I can
Uh-huh.
understand. It's like a tenant. He just kind of lives there.
All right.
It pays
all right,
rent.
fine.
Yeah,
It pays for.
but no, I think that's actually what they
Oh,
do.
you paid
because
$400,000 for this? Jeez, dude. All right. I wouldn't have paid.
Stuff's
that much
expensive.
for it. I would have stopped at like 200,000, but all right, fine. Whatever boats your float, Jerry.
See,
Whatever
that's why
boats
you're never going to get this, because you're trying to lowball.
yeah,
Sorry,
it's like
I have
like
other
on eBay.
sources of getting steam engines, so
blackjack and hookers.
Brad Jack, yeah, Brad
Literally challenge them to blackjack and have them bet the locomotive.
yeah,
Or, like, try to seduce them into giving you the locomotive with hookers.
yeah, Asaki.
Alright. Alright, understood.
Shit,
I-
now I rebuild my trap card.
You
Wait,
activated
wait,
my
move on
trap
with
card.
Move on with the lane that you took.
Yeah, engine has arrived. When did it arrive? Arrived on June 2nd. They put the article out, like,
Wait, no, it was purchased for a friend.
yeah.
All right, good to know that Jerry doesn't. Then I gotta go
they're-
for his friend.
I bought it for a friend. Because they were like, Jerry, you have too many steam engines. And he's like, okay, I'll just buy this one for a friend.
For you. Hey, Jerry, if you're listening to this, can you buy me a steam locomotive too?
You know,
It's a
for a friend.
262 locomotive.
I mean, he has
It's
one.
105.
I mean, he has one.
Yeah,
Tell them we've already got one.
Here.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh well.
Oh well. What else?
It was overhauled in 1988.
Oh,
Oh.
bye.
And
Okay, bye. CSX is doing all the heritage.
All the heritage?
Well, they're doing the heritage thing.
They're doing the heritage thing. Oh boy.
Okay, so as of June 6th,
Like
CSX
more than a
have,
patch? Oh,
No.
yes, more than a patch. Why are the trucks blue?
I don't know. I mean, I have a CNO U-boat, and the trucks are blue.
Why, CNO?
I don't know. I mean, it's better than Pan Am.
What's
Or-
Pan Am do?
Have you not seen their engines? They're just blue.
Oh, I mean,
Solid
I have
blue.
seen... Wait, but are the trucks blue?
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
trucks,
god.
you'll take everything.
Pan Am does not know how to run a railroad. They don't. They have no idea. I'm convinced. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, CS6 has finished repainting former CNO SD40 number 7534. And from what I understand, this will get sent to the Buckingham Branch Railroad for freight service there.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good to see that CSX cares about some heretics.
Mm-hmm. And also care about cats.
I mean, they did care about... Well, wait, that wasn't them. The cats thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, wait.
No, they're not. It's not the It's not about the #1 scenic railroad in Colorado and New Mexico.
Not
Oh boy.
not those cats.
Do you-
the chesty.
Do you guys
system.
read me? Hello?
Yes.
Yep, we hear you.
Sorry, my
Die.
internet was decided to die, so
Ah.
that was fun.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I gotta go soon. Sorry,
Oh, well,
bed
you
go.
can
Sorry,
hop in
we're
here with
almost
your news
done.
at any point, but meanwhile, people are talking about cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The-
I heard
just-
that.
Yeah, the Chesty B30 that has been repainted by CSX, that's been sent back to
Gulag.
what's the museum? The Lakeshore Railroad Museum in Northeast Pennsylvania. That's been sent there, and it should be in service there pretty soon.
All right.
Pretty-
It
It's
looks
kind of
shiny as
ironic that
hell.
Yeah,
it's ironic that CSX now cares about their heritage more than they did without Hunter Harrison.
I mean, Hunter Harrison does things. He just hates steam.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, really hates steam.
Yeah.
So, real quick, the thing that you mentioned was the 50 states, 50
Top.
top attractions.
Yeah, top attractions. And Cax won twice. Because we are in more states.
It's not fair. It's not
that's
fair.
cheating.
I want to build a little railroad at Four Corners so I can win in 4 states.
Yeah.
Just build a little circle of track.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
wait,
the
no,
fif-
you.
Build a 7.5-inch gauge railroad on the Continental Divide.
I mean, at least they didn't use the same picture for both. That would have been sad.
Yeah, it would have been.
Where's the next set of things?
Not quite sure, but I bought it for it 2 times.
56, 50 attractions. Okay, Arizona,
And then
California,
National something
Colorado,
in Colorado.
Louisiana. Where like the rest of the states?
I noticed that they skipped over 90% of them.
Yeah, no, they did. I wanted to know what Rhode Island was. I wanted to know if they could find an attraction. But anyways,
Did they have anything to do there?
I mean, not by my reckoning. Like, go to the beach, but I don't think you can put that on an attractions list. Although
Well, you could if you
know what it
were
would probably be.
California.
You know, it would probably be like the Newport Mansions.
Yeah.
That would probably be number 1. A lot of people go to the Newport Mansions. But anyways, speaking of going places, I know you can talk about going places fast. Wait, he's still here to leave. That's
I'm here.
Uh,
I'm here. Hello.
You can talk about going places fast if you want to. You've
but
got
it's not
some
on the
articles
dock.
here about the speed.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can
Hello?
hear you, but you're not on the
Okay,
dock.
sorry. My mic's been.
I'm looking at.
Okay.
I'm looking at the articles you have here.
The
Sorry,
I'm
the
Toronto
fast.
going. Sorry. Yeah. So, latest development in Canadian news. My
Okay.
phone would actually work for once. Oh, man, my phone's being funny.
Hi.
What the hell is it doing? It decided to select a random link. Fun. So, news source is CBC, which is fun. So, our Canadian, the Premier of Ontario, Kathleen Wynne, has announced the plans for a high-speed rail line between Toronto and Windsor, which $19 billion is the budget, based off of the French systems, which are extremely successful. And so on which day was this? This is back in May. So around May 19th, it was announced that Ontario will be looking into building a high-speed line between Toronto and Windsor, which I personally looked into the actual development of this line. there's nothing between Toronto and Windsor. It's just a few small towns, and the idea of the service would help connect Southern Ontario better because VRail has neglected over the past couple of years. But it won't be as efficient as it could have been if they started with a Toronto-Montreal leg, which Toronto is, excuse my pronunciation of that, it's correctly pronounced Toronto, but because where I'm
Toronto.
from, and we pronounce it Toronto with a CH and no second T.
Toronto.
To Montreal, which is Canada's second largest city, and the idea would be, which VRail already has a lot of traffic between these two, and the idea is basically to redevelop these sections and hopefully, and as has been explained by the Premier of Ontario, Kathleen Wynne, which doesn't know anything about trains, this will be the pinnacle of Ontario. And my main hopes is either this gets canned and they replace it with the Toronto-Montreal leg, or they actually use this as the first development for connecting Toronto and Montreal at high speed. It's an interesting line. Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say, see, I can just see this being the scapegoat of like, whoa, this didn't work out well, so we can't put it anywhere else. Well, you put it somewhere stupid.
The problem is I'm going to get a little bit political here. She's very conservative for being in the Liberal seat of Ontario, which is what a lot of people have a problem with. Is she's privatized the electrical system, the electrical power grid, which is conservative, but it's just it's very conflicting of what the party stands for and what she stands for, and trying to see what she's trying to do with this high-speed rail network, quote-unquote network, even though it's going to be a singular line. A network, you need multiple routes of going all over the place. It's just kind of sad to see this go in this way. Well, meanwhile, VRail Canada and the person, and I forget the guy's name who runs VRail Canada, who actually knows a lot about trains and has been watching trains his entire life, he has actually proposed a $4 billion grant for a Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto high-speed line. And if we would have these two competing high-speed lines, it's actually kind of interesting to see how the Ontario government versus VRail, which is federal government, kind of duke it out over who gets high speed. It's just kind of a thing. And the VRail stuff had a lot of, it actually was supposedly to take off in 2014, but nothing happened. And now, yeah, it's the only way to save the passenger industry, really.
I mean, there you go. Especially in a long-distance scenario.
But
Canada's even more sparse than the U.S. is.
Yeah, the thing is, these are perfect. Like, the place where it's being built is, like, you know the little part that sticks into America, that part of Canada? That's where it's being built. And that small little... And if you look at the province of Ontario, and you pull up a map, and you see Montreal to Toronto, that area, Montreal, Toronto, Detroit area, that's basically the most populated part of Canada. And I think it has, like, 50% of the population in that one area. And the whole idea is basically, that area is the size of an average European country. So it's a perfect place to build a high-speed line and network. And it's all very linear there. It was all originally built along the Grand Trunk line, with the Grand Trunk corridor, which is Canadian National's Toronto-Montreal line, which is in the 401, which is the highway, which is actually the busiest in all of North America, surprisingly for being in Canada. But it's the only route that Canada has to actually... Let me explain this. People going Toronto-Montreal take the 401. People going from Halifax to Vancouver take the 401. Very busy. Very busy.
Yeah.
Well, America, you have many routes to get across country. We don't. We have one. One road. We get one.
Well, because, like, the northern two-thirds of your country are,
ice.
Wasteland. Icy wasteland. The Great White North.
Icy wasteland. What we're known for.
Yeah. Also, so here's an aside. The service to Roanoke is apparently going to be an extension of the Northeast Corridor. Or not of the Northeast Corridor, of the Northeast Regional, which...
Oh, yeah, those.
In the back of my mind is just... Well, now there are going to be more late regions.
Well, the Northeast... Sorry, you go. The Northeast Regionals goes far south as Newport News, which is just north, which is across the bay from Norfolk.
Yes, and I'm aware of that, but this is running to Roanoke here. The trains that come from Newport News, you can always tell which ones they are on the schedule without even checking the train numbers, because those are the ones that are an hour late, at least. The other ones aren't, because they're on the Northeast Corridor the whole time. Everything accumulates delays before it hits Washington, D.C., and then it's home free, more or less, unless something happens at Penn Station. But that's the thing where I'm going, oh boy, now we're going to have more of these. So...
Well, this is a weird thing to say. If Amtrak was smart, what they could do is easily just schedule new trains, but they don't have the motor. They might have the motor power with the rise of the Siemens chargers. They might even ask me they should buy some Siemens chargers for the regional services and basically start whole new services in the East Coast that used to be Northeast services that left the Northeast Corridor and just make them regular services.
Yeah, I'd like to see more on the B&A corridor, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But either way, most of these lines where it's like, man, wouldn't it be nice to have more service on these corridors? You can't because they're full.
Yeah.
You can't because, the B&A used to be 4 tracks in some places. Now it's 1 in most. And it's just an annoyance when CSX is trying to plunge trains through there and everybody gets backed up.
The problem is CSX makes Amtrak the lowest priority, so you can't get reliable service on CSX trackage.
Well, everybody does that. And the issue is they're not supposed
for
to.
NS. Except for NS. NS puts them second at the second last of the priority chain.
NS is okay.
NS is a bit of a sweet talker to Amtrak.
And NS is like, KCS. If KCS is the golden child, NS is like the
silver child.
The silver child, the one who gets all his schoolwork done, but isn't has his quirks, but gets all.
But
his
isn't the complete good guy.
Yeah. Anyways, real quick, couple of things. One, Train Sim World released an update, fairly minor. I think it's just paint schemes. I think it's called the Bright Future update. We got some CSX stuff because that's all they are is CSX stuff currently. But if you have Train Sim World, or if you're looking for Train Sim World, this is it's some.
It's a bright update.
There's some bugs, there's some other stuff, and there's a small little paint scheme variants released. So, the little things that matter, not, like adding...
All the small things.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like adding decent amounts of content to their game.
Or Amtrak.
Yeah, and that'd be nice, too.
Yeah, and CSX also shut down their Avon repair facility.
As part of their...
Because Hunter...
Yeah, as part of their curtailing this, that, and the other thing. As part of their Harrisoning.
Shut down everything.
You mind if I segue? You mind if I segue to the comic?
Sure. You generally don't say "mind if I segue," but
I know. I made a comic about this because Hunter Harrison. It was big news when I made this back in March that Hunter Harrison was transferring over to CSX. So I actually was thinking about making a comic for the longest time, and this actually helped lead me into the creation of it. And it's kind of I don't know. It's train memes, and this is the first one that I actually made when I did it.
Nice.
And I'm sorry it's not one continuous photo, it's because Skype likes to pixelate things, so a lot of the stuff set up so you can read it on Skype.
Okay. Canadian Pacific, Toronto Union Station. You're acting different today. What is that? Something are weirding me out. Oh, you are weirding me out. A Canadian national. You're acting different today. You're weirding me out. Usually you're more mopey and sad. This is out of character. I got my old lawyer back and Hunter is gone. Wait, this is still weird. This is still weird. Where did Hunter go? CSX. Oh god. And then, meanwhile on CSX, you know what? This has been a good first day. There is a CSX.
Back to the office. And a wreck.
I mean, it's excellently, it's excellently poignant. We reported on those 3 wrecks that CSX had in the span of, 1 or 2 days right after Hunter Harrison came into power.
Well, this is the photo of the wreck that happened on his first day, and somebody actually photoshopped the wreck onto the panel instead of the actual that actually happened.
Across
Yeah,
the
they'll
track.
come up, refuse to be a part of the railroad.
And the
I'm
tracks
leaving the
are
railroad and
parallel
becoming
to
a
the road.
truck.
The tracks are parallel to the road, which is the greatest part.
Oh yeah, no, I know where this was. Like, I've driven by here. Oh my god. So, anyways, we're at lightning round time. If there's anything you want to get out, speak now or forever
Should I
hold your
just-
penis.
Do you want me to share? Want me to share all the other comics, or
No, not the time for that.
All right.
I
That
think
would have been
I'll
that would have
just-
been better done when you weren't here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you a link to my DeviantArt where they're all posted, and people can just read them themselves.
Nice.
And you put in the
that I will do. I'll put that down on the thing. So,
Yeah.
Alright.
real quick, here's something that's actually minor league important and involves more Amtrak. So there was an Amtrak test train, down in Texas and the surrounding area. So this was in the Heartland. Amtrak, Wichita, Kansas. Amtrak's Heartland Flyer test train or extension test train brought crowds trackside along Oklahoma City to Kansas City on Friday. The train ran from the former Santa Fe station in Oklahoma City, departing at 7:45, terminated in Kansas City Union at 5:30. Stops included Guthrie, Perry, and Ponca City in Oklahoma, and Arkansas
We have an
City,
article about
Wichita,
that stop,
Newton,
actually.
and Emporia, and Topeka in Kansas. Yeah, we actually do. We have specific articles for some of these. They're individual towns saying, "Hey, get up and
Support
show up
rail.
for this." But this is sort of this encompasses most of those articles.
All right,
Because
fair
this
enough.
is, post that happening, and those are pre that happening. So, also there were some diversions, if I recall correctly. The Texas Eagle got a little bit of a detour.
Mhm.
If I recall correctly, Kevon was a little bit annoyed
Why? He's trying to rail ban it.
because he was trying to ride it,
Oh,
and it stopped going where he wanted it to go. So,
oh, that's a shame.
yeah, if I recall correctly. But
What is it?
it's this whole thing. I don't have the maps out in front of me, so I'm not really sure, but it's this whole thing about the Texas Eagle detouring. Rare mileage aficionados have been flocking to Texas since last week in May to find out if that magic tingle occurs when an Amtrak train diverges from its regular route to roll on tracks that haven't seen a passenger train in years. And so the
Yes,
reroute
up working trunk. Peace.
the reroute is through June 22nd, so plenty of time on this. But it's being moved back onto the former Cotton Belt,
Nice.
where tracks haven't seen a passenger train since the 50s. So that's really something.
Mhm.
So check this out if you're in the area or if you're an aficionado who wants to run down there. But there'll be a slew of articles down in the cargoes about these various changes that are occurring in the southern regions regarding Amtrak and its service.
Alright.
So actually, we have a specific article on Wichita too.
Nice.
Would you mind if we covered the Canadian Pacific 150 train for Canada?
If you can do it briefly, go ahead.
So Canadian Pacific, in spirit of what happened 50 years ago when CN and CP teamed up for the Confederation train, Canadian Pacific is running their heritage concerts across the entire country. So
Nice.
basically, Ellis put the link in the description because this is actually a lot. So
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot.
it's a full schedule of where it's going to stop, and for those who live in Canada, you actually be able to see it, and that's basically it.
Right.
But
I got more done than the Real Web Express.
yeah, so basically,
Well, yeah,
it's
because
going
this
to
is
be
actually happening.
Yeah,
Distinct
and
difference.
I've jokingly talked to a few people, and we said, "Oh, they're going to put 2816 on the front of it," which I have a strange feeling they actually are. It's like 2816
Okay.
because she's not in bad nick. They just need to do quick light maintenance, and she'll be able to roll. Which that'd
2816
be pretty
is
cool.
a Royal?
I'm a big fan of 2816. No, 2816 is not the Royal. She's just a regular Hudson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's the
We-
one that
we had
ran
the-
with.
We had the
You-
Royal Hudsons on for Locomotive Versus before, and that's when they would basically went on a murder spree.
Yeah. Canadian Pacific locomotive. Canadian Pacific was basically said, how can we have one engine pull the entire train from Montreal to Vancouver, a 3,000-mile journey, with only refueling coal, with only basically topping up water and coal.
Yeah.
And they did it extremely well. Canadian National changed the locomotive every time terrain changed. So you had one locomotive for Northern Ontario, and then you change over for one for the prairies, and then you change over one for the Rockies. And basically, CP didn't do that. They were mad, absolutely mad.
Well, of course. But anyways, I think that's about all for now, unless anybody has something really important.
I don't have anything.
All right. Well, what?
Wait. For all those Canadians watching, if there's any who do,
There's
if
no.
you want this to be your last words, just save it for that.
I'm just gonna say Happy Canada Day.
Okay.
Happy Canada Day.
Wait, so that's Canada Day?
Well,
What?
No,
we have
Canada
a-
Day's
we
July
have a-
1st, but
We have a special segment for last words. So,
Yeah, we do.
Right.
no, okay, sorry. I'm
that's what I
saying
was
that
trying
now.
to
I'm
say.
sorry. I have better last. I have better ones that I'm gonna use. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. Well, Jader, you get to go first.
All right. The sun is a deadly laser.
The sun is a deadly laser. It is.
No, Jader gets to stop talking. Milky.
So you want to start a small railroad? Well, STB has got you handled.
Oh no, I think I've seen this before too. Like I think I've poked around through this. But anyways, Pastor.
Railroad comics on the Railroad comics is on DeviantArt and hopefully be posted somewhere else. And I'll take on anyone in OpenTTD if they have any time. Just notify me on Steam. While the duel to the death. My pixelated train will be yours. Have a good evening. Or
All
good
right,
morning.
I'd like to
I don't
say
know.
I really wish that we could just keep a whole cast for a whole episode one of these days.
That'd
That
be
way we
nice.
could get all the important stuff out of
Yeah.
the way, and blah blah blah.
And have fun.
Leibold isn't even here, so I'm gonna.
It's dead.
I don't know.
So probably something about narrow gigs.
Yeah. I don't know, or like.
He
Go
narrowly
wide the cast.
He narrowly missed, guys. He narrowly missed the end.
No.
I'm sorry.
God damn it! You would have earned a point for that, but your time is already passed. You're not supposed to be talking anyways. Whatever. Anyways.
Well dead. ...
You're all dead. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
The sun is a deadly laser.
Goodbye.